Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Suited and Booted. I'm your host, Jarogba. To my left,
Lord Mahazi.
to my right,
CFA. Dengue.
behind the camera,
No Bodic.
Noel Bodic, man. We're back. Jake's got the body aches.
He's got the mosquitoes.
Oh, no, don't say that. You got came on by a mosquito. What's the word? Abruptly started the pod.
Because, out of nowhere.
Because me and Rash
we were rambling, eh?
Yeah, because first we were rambling, but second I'm like, this is a good random convo starter. Yeah. We were saying who's the most normal person you know.
Neurotypical.
Yeah, neurotypical.
That's what the
saying
is. Yeah.
Okay. But so we were saying, because it's definitely not no one in this room.
Yeah. Everyone
Absolutely not. I'm just going to let you guys know something, yeah? Everyone thinks I'm the fucked one on the pod. I'm actually the only one without ADHD. That's a fact.
I'm not diagnosed.
Yeah, neither is...
Yeah, but when are we... Jake.
Yeah, neither is Jake. But I'm just letting you... It's not a bad thing, but like I'm dealing with 3 ADHD guys.
I feel like at one point early on we said, I'm diagnosed, Jake's undiagnosed, and Gavin's got something else. That's what you said.
I don't know what Gav's got, but he's got something. But Jake has this mad thing where, like, if he's on the phone, he ain't listening to you.
Yeah. But interesting enough, he's done that since he was a kid, man.
You don't just suddenly get ADHD.
I know.
I know a few people that have just got
developed
shit.
it.
COVID.
But you know how people say this thing of like,
long COVID.
Our phones have stuffed up our attention spans and stuff like that, and make people stop listening to you and all that. But he's been doing that since.
He was OG.
Yeah, he's the OG.
Yeah, this ain't a trend.
He didn't need a phone.
He's the OG, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's crazy. You listen though.
Yeah.
Like you have severe ADHD. Well, I'm not going to say you have severe. That's rude. You have ADHD, but yours is hyperfixations. Yeah. Yours isn't not paying attention when people are listening because you're very attentive.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I've got something. I just don't know what it is. Because I also hyperfixate over my new obsessions. And then I just throw them away like toys.
You maybe do.
Oh, that's a great sign of Asperger's. Bro. Asperger's people, like, they fixate on things. I knew a guy.
Yeah, but I don't, You knew a guy? Yeah.
I knew a guy who just, like, he'd really describe, like, let's say, like, a burger if he enjoyed it. Like, he'd really describe a burger.
That's how,
I was like, I don't really care about how many pieces of lettuce were in there.
We need people like that because every new food reviewer, like I did on my Instagram, is, chicken's fresh. Oh, bread's nice. Like, give me some fucking detail.
You know who describes food really well?
Not Spanian.
No, not Spanian. Action Bronson.
Yeah, but he look at him.
Yeah, it would make sense, right? But he describes it as in poetry. So he'd be like, this tastes like summer.
Yeah, he's
and
the
you're
best.
like, I know what that means.
That's why he has a cooking show.
I wouldn't think that much, but I know what that means.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll fixate on anything.
What does summer mean?
Citrusy, fresh.
Yeah, you do, Gav.
Okay.
What about, you know what's nice? Like a summer scent.
What does that mean?
Like, you know, a perfume that's like a summer, like smell of
fresh,
summer.
Oh, here's a fun fact. In the summer, I only wear women's perfumes.
Bro, I only wear women's deodorant. I never wear men's deodorant.
I feel like that's such a thing.
Yeah.
You got to wear women's deodorant.
You got to, bro.
You got to.
The men's one smells like a 14-year-old PE's fucking class.
Wait, so you guys don't
The
like
worst
Lynx chocolate?
Yeah, I was literally going to say that.
What
about the Safari?
Nah, bro. Lynx is shit.
Remember the Lynx Safari?
Lynx Africa.
Yeah.
Hey, wait. Do you use roll-on or spray?
Spray.
Oh, really?
Sexy bouquet, it's called.
I'm a roll-on guy.
Bro, I'm roll, man.
Yeah, it feels a bit more
Have you ever used that roll-on that's like
the square?
No, you mean the soapy one?
Yeah.
Nah, I can't do that.
That's shit.
And how about this, right? How about this? So this is
Did you ever used to pop your deodorant when you were younger?
This is possibly a conspiracy here. But
yes,
the spray ones, put it this way, right? Whenever I spray the deodorant onto my arm, which I don't do anymore, my dog starts sneezing for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think it's meant for dogs.
And I'm not spraying it into her face.
I'm fucking with you.
Tubby, lift your fucking leg, mate.
Your balls stink.
And I also have like an air purifier, like one of those machines. And that goes crazy when I spray the deodorant, bro. Even if I'm like 10 meters away from it.
Oh, does it?
It goes crazy.
What do you mean?
What do you mean goes crazy?
Like
Like
if
starts
it's
to
on
work.
automatic,
It really has
right?
to purify the air.
Yeah, so obviously it needs to purify the air more.
Well,
You know the thing I don't like about what you do, the roll on, is that
what you do.
You said it like it was me.
is bro, you like your underarm is already stinky, and then you're rolling it on.
No, you're coming out of the shower.
Hold on. When do you put deodorant on?
Of course, always after the shower, whatever.
Oh, right.
But you know what I mean? Like
Wait,
you're
still it
reapplying where the spray it's never touching your skin.
Yeah, but I don't reapply, bro. When are you reapplying?
Like you're not reapplying, but like
I know
once
what
you've
you're
used
saying,
it.
but I wouldn't put deodorant on myself unless I just had a shower.
I know. But you're still putting it on your skin.
Anyway,
Yeah.
this is
I've
how
got a question for you.
Okay.
When you get out of the shower, do you use a certain part of the towel to wipe your bum and then change it for your face?
Of course.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you're
But
going to wipe
then-
your ass and then wipe it the same.
but
And then you go, I didn't wash properly.
but you've just gotten out of the shower, so your bum should be clean.
Yeah, but it's still your ass.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't want my ass on my face regardless.
Yeah. All right, so just do this.
What order do you guys shower in? Like when you get in, how do you wash your body? Is it the same? Like
Yeah,
I think
probably.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Top of head, then face, then body soap,
Just balls and then I get out.
and then ass and man parts last.
Do you put the
and
finger
then
up there?
then hands finally.
Bro,
Hands finally.
so hands
Yeah,
last.
soap up, finger in.
Finger in and go, whoop, whoop, whoop,
Yeah,
whoop.
a bit of a circle.
You go,
tornado, the ass tornado, and then
Bro, you know I had this thought the other day, right? Because you know how I get hammered about the Pino Clean.
Yeah, well.
I've got a question for you. I've got a question
acts
for
like
you.
you shouldn't be.
bro.
It's your display picture
Bro,
still.
bro, if you you're in the toilet, right? Here in Australia, we just wipe with paper.
Oh, we've had this
Compared
convo
to
9
Southeast
times.
Asia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you got poo on your hand, on your arm,
Yes.
you would wash it
I know.
until it comes off.
I know. We've said
Whereas
this.
if you're in the toilet and you just give it a few wipes with paper, it's not completely clean.
Of course.
Yeah.
So how unhygienic are we here?
We're disgusting humans.
But to be honest, normally if I have to do a poo, I'll probably go poo then shower.
shower, right?
If I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. If,
I have
if
too
it's
many. I have
possible.
too many shits to be doing that.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
same.
My water bill will be through the fucking
That's
roof.
good, man. That's good.
I don't know
Apparently
if
you're
it
supposed to
is,
poo
man.
like 3-4 times a day.
Oh well, I'm healthy.
Bro, I'm living to 500.
Really?
All right, last point on hygiene.
good.
I'm not going to say who it is, but I know a guy that does not use deodorant. Right, he refuses to use deodorant because he thinks that the metals get in his skin or whatever.
Oh yeah, and the sun's following him.
Yep, but he vapes.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm sorry, you have to say who this is.
He knows who it is. He
And he
listens.
doesn't wipe his
but,
bum.
But he never, bro. I'm telling you, one of the freshest guys. He does not smell. Like even after games and stuff, when I go to fucking tap him on the back, he does not smell. I said, so what do you do? And he goes, I just use this specific type of soap, and then I don't use it. And he goes, I know I'm a hypocrite. I vape, and I'm like, well, it leads you to that discussion of even people do it with religion. They're like, oh, you can't be that because you do this. But then it's like, well, we're all humans. We're all flawed. Like, we do one part here and there. You can't do everything. That's why I'm a piece of shit all round.
Bro, you know what I realised? I actually realised this the other day. I was talking about something and I always hesitate with my opinion on things because I'm like, oh, I don't want to be wrong later on and then have to change my opinion or whatever.
Yeah.
Or I don't want to say something later that contradicts this opinion now, right? It's
impossible.
But I realised from doing so much social media and basically speaking to a large audience of people, or just publicly in general, that you actually cannot be coherent.
You can't.
Because one, you change. And two, like, there's just too many situations in your life where something must contradict at some point.
Bro, when on my old podcast, I've said this. During COVID, we were recording illegally. But I went on a massive rant because I was sick of anti-vaxxers, bro. I was like, I've had enough. I actually don't give a fuck. I go, we live in Australia. I trust the government enough. I don't give a fuck. I just want to go overseas. And remember that whole stage where it's like, well, we're not opening the border till 90% are vaccinated. Bro, I went on a crazy rant. I was like, who am I going to trust? A fucking tradie or a fucking doctor? Right? Went on this crazy rant. I still sort of stand by what I said because I was selfish and I wanted to get overseas. I was like, hurry up and get your fucking vaccinations. I don't give a fuck. Let's just go overseas. Times have changed. I look back and think, yeah, probably the wrong thing to say. It's people's body. It's their choice or whatever. But like you said, circumstances dictate everything. They dictate everything. If I think... It's something as simple as this. Chelsea have just signed a player who I thought was a cocksucker. But now because he's come now, I'm going to change my opinion on him. Like, it's just even... I know that's a shit example.
They're nuanced, man. Humans are nuanced.
Yeah. Like, I don't like when people are like so hypocritical and contradictory that it's like, okay.
Yeah, glaring.
Yeah, like check your mirrors, bro.
Yeah.
Like, look, have a fucking scan. Like,
What I think is interesting is that, like you said, opinions, like, we're so easily influenced by so much around the world that we don't even realize it, right? So listen to this. The other day I posted a video. I was wearing pink glasses in it. And some of the comments on it is like, oh, your glasses, get these gay glasses off.
yeah. Pink's
How
gay.
How can
can
glasses be gay?
gay?
Obviously, it's the feminine thing of, you
Till
know,
I make them.
girls should wear pink and boys should wear blue, right? So I'm like, where does that come from? I looked it up. Did you know it actually used to be the opposite? It actually,
In what?
back around like 1920, so not even that long ago, within the last 100 years, if you look at, there's a photo, if you can get it up, Franklin D. Roosevelt, the future, at that time he was
President.
maybe 6 years old at the time, a longest serving US president ever, I believe. Bro, if you look at that picture, he's got like shoulder length hair.
Yeah.
He's got like buckled leather shoes, like the ones that girls do like freaking tap dancing in and stuff.
Yeah.
A dress down to his knees, right? And back in that time, blue used to be for and blue used to be for girls, and pink used to be for boys. The reason being was pink was seen as being closely associated to red. So, and red was aggressive and strong and all that stuff. And blue was considered delicate
Peaceful.
and pretty and feminine, whatever. So it used to be the opposite. And now we are so brainwashed that someone comes onto and I don't care. Like, even if the glasses are gay, that's fine. I like the glasses. But
Gayslers.
Yeah. But it's just
Such a
fascinating
force.
how much you can be so brainwashed into things that it appears real to you in life. you know?
Bro, that is. And you know, there'll be people out there that have the answer to this, but I always said, why are we just scared of shit from young? Like, you're just scared of the dark.
Well, it's even even in talking about that is the football community. If you were to wear pink boots in a change room a few years ago, even now, you could get absolutely
Man United
smashed for it.
Academy have a rule: only black boots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Okay, what's the reason for that? That's just...
uniform.
It's not about being flashy and all that, right?
I think it's just-
I think
a little
that's
bit
United's reason. That's not probably boy-girl thing.
No, but I'm just saying, like,
But what you're
Uniformity.
saying in Australia, when we bag people for wearing pink boots, that's normally that thing. Oh,
Yeah.
boys should wear blue.
Yeah.
Bro.
It's that
Yeah,
kind of-
100%.
have you seen the boots these cunts bought me? They're bright pink and bright blue. They're mad.
You scored some bangers in them the other day.
I was going crazy the other night. You know when when you're sick, you play better.
Really?
Because you have something to
I
prove.
think because you...
Nah, you know why not?
there's
Because
a-
I didn't give a fuck. I was just like,
Because you got an excuse if you're bad.
yes, that's why.
What were you like? Do that again?
I was like,
Or it's like you know you
flick it over there.
can't be complacent because you already feel like crap. So you're like, every time I get the ball, I'm just going to try and do the right thing.
Do you know what makes me laugh? Going back to the old point of all these new influencers saying like, oh, you know, masculinity's dying and all. Some of them have some okay points, but it's funny because everyone they look up to was raging flamboyant.
What do you mean? Who?
Like all the old warriors and Roman and Greek empires, and bro, they were the
Bro, can I
Have a wife and keep a boyfriend and a young boyfriend on the side.
bro the shit they were doing, like drugs,
Yeah.
experimental in the bedroom,
Very.
like we're talking. There was no rules back then, bro.
Do we have the facts on the 300 Spartans?
Well, this is gonna piss off half of our listeners.
I know, but do we have is that considered a
Manly?
conspiracy theory
of what? That they were bumming.
Yeah. Or is that considered fact?
Bro, I think it's that era. Even in
also-
Italy and in, like, I think...
I mean, isn't it called going Greek?
Well, yeah. They're going to kill us. We're joking. No,
but ancient Greece.
yeah, but did that whole ancient era, like all the time periods in ancient civilization, men were wearing makeup, men were
high heels were made for men.
cross-dressing.
High heels
But
were
also-
made for men.
But also, I want to be clear. Like, I'm not actually saying that there's anything. I don't want to speak for all of us, but I don't think we're the ones that are saying there's anything wrong with that. But the people that you're talking about are saying there is something wrong with it.
Oh, thank you for clarifying. Yeah, I don't care what they were doing 3,000 years ago.
No, that's what I mean.
Like, I couldn't give a fuck.
But the ones that are saying that shouldn't be happening now.
Yeah, the ones that are saying, like, that shouldn't be happening now. Like, look, as men, this is how we grew up. We grew up as warriors, protectors. We protected our family. It's like, yeah, but you left out the part where your mate was fingering your butt after a war. And you were doing makeup, cross-dressing, and doing fucking amphetamines or whatever the fuck you were doing.
This war has been long. Please just go for it, man. It's
Just
been 4
stick it in.
days.
Yeah.
It's been 4 days.
Yeah.
But like, and again, people might come on, no, that never happened. Man, I've seen too many articles and too many docos where them brothers looked flamboyant.
And they're trying to
Flare
protect. They're trying to
jeans.
protect their lover, basically, right?
Pretty much.
In some of those situations.
Pretty much. Nor, if you Google right now, were a lot of ancient civilizations cross-dressers? They were, bro.
Yeah.
But,
Well, I think it also gets complicated because it's like you look at a lot of ancient civilizations that have continued till today, or not this civilization, but it's like cultures. It's like you look in the Middle East, like men wear what would be considered a long sleeve dress.
Yes.
You look at Scottish people, and it's like there's the kilts. It's like all this stuff is, you know,
Yeah.
it's not linear.
Yeah. All right. Guess we should probably... Oh, guys, while I have you...
We started this pod. Don't worry. You know what I was going to say? We started our pod saying, "What's our main audience?"
Yeah, I know. It's funny as...
You're about to find out.
For the record, we don't give a fuck. We're just having a laugh. Like, genuinely, we're just talking funny connections, you know? Doesn't really matter at the end of the day, man. We're all going to end up 6 feet under. Anyway, listen. Guys, Patreon. Thank you to everyone this week who has joined. We've seen a little bit of an influx. So I want to thank everyone that's come over to Patreon. Our last step was, in my humble opinion, fucking hilarious. We didn't speak once about football, but that's sort of the point. Like, obviously, we will speak about football on there, but sometimes we're just going to go off on tangents and speak about mosquitoes. And
I think also the Patreon, it's good. Like, it's the OG suited and booters.
It is.
It's just the raw shit.
It is the raw shit in there. Obviously, we got 2 vlogs a month in there for you guys, and we have an extra pod every single week. Guys, head to patreon.com/suitedandbootedtv.com. Sign up. It's good bang for your buck. And I think it's fair for us to say that, I know I joke around about giving us your money and all that, but seriously, guys, we've been doing this pod for about 1.5 years now, and we're in debt. Like, it's like, I know it sounds funny, but we pay for this out of our own pocket.
Yeah, and not just that. We've put in a lot of work, which we're essentially not getting paid for.
Hours,
so
hundreds of hours.
How much work we're putting in is whether you want to watch the extra videos or not. Even if you just want to help us continue to do this and maybe do even more, support us. That'd be great. If you don't want to, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, who gives
It's also
a
at the
fuck?
price
do
of
it.
2 coffees.
If you can't afford it, don't do it. Don't worry. All good.
Trust me, I'm the biggest side ass there is. Well,
What?
second to Gav, but I understand.
Well, probably loose.
I understand that it's hard to just add on another thing. You got your Netflix and everything like that, but we're kicking it for you guys on Patreon. It's proper old school suited and booted vibes on there, and yeah, like Rash said, it helps us do more. So just helps us build a nice little foundation to continue. But anyway, enough trying to fucking plug ourselves.
I just want to know, Nora, are you a normal coffee drinker or not?
I've never had coffee
Oh,
in my
really?
life. Yeah.
Oh, grow up.
What about you? What about you,
You've
Drops?
never had
Every morning,
coffee
bro.
in your...
So-
hard on, bro.
Bro.
Sorry, you can't move off that.
I've also
Sorry.
never had tea.
Wait. As an Arab, you
what
fucking
the
fraud.
I've had a sip, but I've never had a cup. I've never ordered a cup
Oh,
of
okay.
tea.
You've never
You've
had a
tasted
cuck?
them.
Yeah, I
You
love
know
the
what they
smell.
taste like.
The smell's amazing.
Okay, all right. I thought you were saying you don't even know the taste.
You never had a cup of tea?
Never had a cock.
Bro, you know what I love? Fucking Turkish tea.
Oh, unreal.
Anyway, the reason why we're talking about coffee, bro, I don't know this. I just want like for you guys to clarify. If I am to take a cup into a coffee shop, is that cheaper than giving me the paper cup or not?
Maybe some places for the environment do like a little discount, but I don't know if you're going to save that much
I think
money.
you're just being a good human. Is
Yeah,
what, how they
okay.
do it.
Gav, you don't drink coffee.
Are you
No.
asking that so you can save money though?
No, because the other day I went to the Frank Green outlet that I told you about,
Ah.
and then I bought like 4 bottles worth of Frank Greens, and there was like this little coffee one. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to keep it on me every now and then. Go get a coffee in my cup.
You drink coffee?
I don't often, but like some days I just feel like it.
Oh, that reminds me.
my mum does that. I don't know if you save any money.
Yeah, I don't know.
You help the environment apparently.
Like, I don't care about that. Bro, I actually don't care about
cup
that.
not going out there.
Bro, I don't care about that. It's more the coffee staying warm for longer.
Oh, okay.
Oh, just get a thermo.
Well, that's what I got.
Oh,
That's what I got.
I thought you meant just a keep cup, but like, that reminds me, speaking of mate and stuff, match this 40-year-old on Hinge. Argentinian. What do? Bring up the mate, bro. She's like, well, she thinks I'm a genius.
Hey, call her a fucking milfeta. That's what they
Alright.
call them in Spanish.
Hey, Jerome, I wonder what that means.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Google Translate that one. She thinks I'm a genius because I just repeat everything he's fucking said.
Hola, milfeta. Do you drink mate?
Bro,
like,
she's
he's
in
the
doggy
one.
straight away. You'll be having a thermos.
Guys, this is not Patreon.
Yeah, I know.
I think we've psychologically fucked ourselves.
Yeah, that's all
by
right.
creating a Patreon.
That's right.
Now
Now, guys,
Okay, no. But is there more to the story?
no, that's it.
What's her name?
I can't say. But the point is, we're like that on Patreon all the time. So that's why you got to head over there. Right, let's get into some topics.
Can I ask before we jump off that one? What do we think about dating apps in general? I know we're not a dating
We've got
podcast.
2
but
minutes, Rash.
What do we think about?
I need
dating
them.
apps?
I need them.
You think they're healthy for you though?
Probably not.
No, honestly.
No,
Do you
probably
think
not.
yeah, okay.
But like, I don't go out enough.
Can I give my
all
2
I do
cents?
is watch wrestling, fucking edit, and go to John's. Like, I'm not like I don't.
But that's the
well,
point.
pause on that go to John's thing because that can be interpreted another way. But
That's the point. Do you think that the dating app creates a schedule for you that allows you to not go out when you probably should?
yes, but I also am not a fan of being in a crowded place trying to meet people like
But
that.
again, but comes back to the same point, right?
Well, yeah, it's convenient.
As in, you don't like being in crowds and doing that thing because it's uncomfortable, right? But it's also
Sometimes.
a healthy part of human.
It is
Interaction.
I get my interactions. I obviously am quite social, just very selective with who. But yeah, I've never been the whole. Oh, who's that chick over there? And then go over and try to talk to her, and she goes, "Oh, you've got a hunch neck." Like I don't. Oh,
I think
you know
it's
your
actually-
BMI's too high for your height. Like
You're too tall.
yeah, you're too tall. Fuck are we doing? And then in this day and age, I know I'm going to sound like fucking Andrew Tate here, but in this day and age, it's true. Like,
I think you have
I
to
think
timestamp
people-
that name, by the way,
Bro.
which is so wild.
That's really sad.
Bro, I don't know.
I said Andrew Tate.
I don't know if
Asian
like
guy.
He's a guy I went to uni with for one day. Sorry, Gav.
I don't know if people also have just become socially more awkward.
Well,
because-
of course they have, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Lack of repetitions.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's it.
Where for like my situation when I was single, I went off them for about 6 months. And then what I realized was like, even if I met someone in real life, I still had to put in the groundwork after I'd met them, like I would meet them online anyway.
It's the same shit.
It's the exact same
Yeah.
shit. And it's like, it's actually harder to find them in real life because you have to put yourself out there and then you have to make that awkward moment of going up, I might get rejected. And then it's like, online, you don't really care.
Rash, I'm going to be real, and this is very superficial, but on Hinge, you can choose stuff about the girl.
And also, I think...
create filters.
Like, so for example,
genuinely, you can choose their ethnicity, their height, their religion.
and within 10 kilometers.
Their political views. I know it's fucked because it's like Build-A-Bear. And I did read something the other day. It's like the problem with this generation, and I hate, we're getting off this. But I did read something, I was like, that's true. The problem with this generation is we have too many options.
Yeah.
We
It's
see too
actually
much.
true.
We see too much and then we think, oh, I can do better. Oh, nah, fuck that because this girl in fucking Toronto likes my photos. It doesn't, like, that is a massive problem, right? But on the flip side, if I'm just going to be keeping it real, it's mad. You can choose what you want.
So do you
They don't match me, though.
honestly,
They
do
can
you
choose
ever
what they
see-
want.
Do you ever see yourself getting to the point where if AI gets
No, fuck Rash,
good
please.
enough
Respect
that you
me.
could? No, I'm serious, bro.
Respect me, bro. Because it's good enough now.
No,
What do you
I'm
mean?
saying
AI
that
what?
there's real human beings out there that you set up your filters
Yeah.
and then you can meet up with that person in real life, but they're also AI.
Like a real life AI?
Yeah, real
No,
life.
I already know it. No, I got you. You're real life AI.
But I'm not like a
Yeah, that's
a
true.
hot,
That's true.
But I don't identify as female AI.
I don't have a Cante back on me.
Bro, I hope to be gone when that shit's...
back.
I hope a bump. I hope to be gone when that shit's around. But no, I still like talking to women who are real.
What do you think it is?
You
What
guys
do you-
went on his live yesterday. He said the funniest thing.
Oh, te quiero mucho?
Bro, so
Sure.
he's just on his live and he's talking random stuff. And then someone's joined and he goes, Maria just joined. That's the love of my life. I met her in Barcelona for 3 days.
What the hell?
Quiero mucho.
You know what's funny? Some Greek guy named Costa got in there and says, hey, Jerome, how much did you pay for that experience? She messaged me. She messaged me going, who is Costa? I punch him in the head.
Oh man,
I said, chill.
Hey, don't worry, Milford, I'll go ya.
It wasn't. But yeah, my
yeah,
Instagram
'cause-
lives are awesome.
because I asked because have you heard of Sophia? Do you remember this thing that came up in? I think it was
AI?
in Saudi Arabia. There was a
AI girl?
yeah, it was like a robot girl.
Oh, that sounds haram.
That sounds
Bro, I did something real dog when I was young, man.
What?
Yeah, this is hilarious, bro.
Does this have to do with the topic?
No, yeah. But it's like I made the AI. This is how fucked it was. Right?
Oh my
This is a
God.
great story.
You
'Cause
made
know
an
the
AI.
guy. You know the guy. Anyway, one time we were in Arge, right? And we made a fake profile, Facebook profile, and then we chatted to one of our mates that was in Australia and set him up to meet the person.
Bro.
Right? And then he went to the cinema and they didn't turn up because it was us talking to him.
Bro, I remember
Remember?
that.
Yeah.
I remember doing that. That's
Yeah.
so bad.
Do you know how common that is?
Oh my god, bro. That's
Like there was
so
there was a
bad.
kid in my year level did the exact same
Yeah.
thing. The whole school was like he was telling everyone he had a girl. They're like, oh yeah, tell us about it. And he's like, yeah, but they were the ones behind it. It's so bad, bro. I've
that's
never
what-
done it because it's like that's if someone
Bro,
did that to
that's
me,
so bad, bro.
bro. They made fake Tinder profiles about my brother.
Bro, what about Omegle?
How about this, bro?
Should this be the Patreon?
One day, I feel really bad about this. I didn't do it, but I was in the room.
Yeah.
One of my
did it.
mates that
So you egged him on.
absolutely loved football, right?
Oh, you sent him a fake.
Absolutely loved football. Like tried so like the biggest proponent for becoming a professional footballer.
Was it Chris?
And my mate pranked him and said it was Ange Postecoglou. and said, and bro, you could hear in his voice like, oh, yeah, okay. And he's like, oh, you know, I want to bring you down for a trial this week and
For victory.
for victory. And bro, we got off the phone, and even he was like, "Fuck, we should never have done that. That's fucked."
Sorry, let me clarify. You're at victory.
I think so. Yeah, I was at victory at the time.
So you're already in the team. Asshole as fuck on. Yeah. Tell him. Oh, yeah, tell him he's going to training.
Yeah, that's how he really sounds.
You did the Danny Georgescu on him.
Yeah. But
Yeah, that was fucked.
But what do you think it is about, just to back the AI thing, why do you say no to that? What do you think it is What makes a human different to an AI? Like, let's say it gets to the point where obviously online, like it's pretty hard to tell the difference at this point. Some of the accounts and stuff, right?
Hundies.
And some of this new Google stuff that's coming up. It's very hard, right? When we get to that real life version of that, what is the difference? Why would you not
Throw
set your Tinder onto AI setting?
Nah, bro. Throw water on them, and if they go, you're a robot.
Got you.
Yeah, gotcha. Fucking turn them off at the back. Just and they go, Jerome. Yeah. Jerome.
Have you watched Updated? Upgraded? The new
Upgraded.
thing on Netflix?
No.
Bah, that's a good movie.
No.
It's about this, AI.
But did you hear? This is.
Is this the Patreon?
Yeah, I could go real dark with this, but did you guys hear about that kid in Australia that was talking to an AI
Oh,
Yeah,
bro.
generated
Let's,
girl?
Let's.
Oh man, that's real bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
That's the.
But I feel like
Bro, the
where
world's
you're,
ending.
hey, Rash, where you're going is you get out of the physical touch. Like once you meet, like what are you doing it for? There's the social.
No, I'm saying no.
Touch her and it goes through her. It's like, oh,
No, I'm
You know what
saying
I mean?
the robots get so good that you can't tell the difference.
Oh. I thought you meant like just talking to the girl just to have a social interaction.
No. But I'm wondering, like, did you know that, bro? There are apps currently, right now, not in the future,
I know.
right now.
I know.
Tinder apps for robots,
Yeah.
AIs,
Bro, incels are in there.
AIs, bro. You're swiping AIs. Bro.
It's so stupid. I don't. You know what, bro? Take me back to 2003.
Let's just go back to the Greeks.
Well, not that far.
Okay.
But I feel like our age group had it the best, and I've said this before because we were in the perfect mix of still touching grass, but also having a little bit of technology to have
like
fun.
MP3s and
Yeah.
yeah.
We now it's too
LimeWire.
much.
Bluetooth transfers.
And then my parents, they want to talk about how their toilet wasn't connected to their house. I don't give a fuck. Put your toilet in your house.
It's not very good architecture.
yeah. I thought my grandpa. No, I can't say that. Rest in peace. Right. Well, I don't know why I didn't start with this, bro. Is this a Patreon? Should just make that?
Okay.
Should we just make that the Patreon?
part?
No, that whole 30 minutes.
Nah.
All right,
Sure,
guys.
we could have many more.
I should have started with this, but it completely, I don't know. Yesterday, I'm on live, and someone puts in there, Diogo Jota has passed away, and I was like, no fucking way. I looked it up. Everyone starts reporting it. Diogo Jota and his brother, Andre, passed away in a car crash. And obviously, outpour of love and support from fans, and especially the Liverpool fans and all of that. I did see some weird stuff online, people saying rivalries aside. Why do you need to say rivalries aside? Like, someone's just died, bro. Like, you can put the rivalry down for a sec. Like, some guy in went to, like, where they were giving flowers at the front of Anfield or something. He went in an Everton shirt. Like, you're just attention seeking. Like, some people were making money off this, bro. Like, going on Instagram Live. I mean, going on TikTok Live, asking for gifts and shit while talking about it. It's weird. Like, people, it's
It's a human condition, bro.
just
human
weird.
condition, bro.
Like, people tweeting out rage bait so they can get likes and retweets to make a couple $100. Like, you're just weird. But anyway, putting that to the side, absolutely horrific. He was 20. The fact that he's younger than me blew my fucking mind. Like, extremely young. Just got married 5 days before.
10 days
or
or
10
something.
days.
Crazy.
Just got married.
Just had a child in November, like a third child. He's
3
got 3
kids. Just got married. Just, I know football's secondary, but just won the league, like on top of the world. It's summer.
That's what I just won the European tournament as well.
Yeah. There was obviously, every club put out a statement. All the players did. Some of his teammates put out some really nice things. Liverpool did a nice video. But it's that weird moment where someone passes away and then you start to appreciate life for a couple of days, and then it just fades away like it does all the time.
Like I said to you, bro, on the messages, bro, people put their post up and then they go back to their normal life and forget about it. And like for a few seconds they think about it and then they don't. But is this the first time? Like I don't in my lifetime remember. I remember like I've heard of like heart attacks,
We're young players.
or things like that. But is this the first time where there's like a serious traumatic experience around the death?
Do you remember a couple years ago, a guy was a French striker, I think. No, he was Argentinian, I think.
Yeah.
He died in the helicopter crash on the way to the transfer.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh, then we had
that was
Kobe.
sad,
Emiliano Salah, yeah. Kobe. So they're
There's quite a few. I feel
there's a
like, out
few,
there.
bro. The wreck looked horrific. Did you see the wreck?
Yeah. Well, apparently his wife had to go there to identify who it was.
Oh, please.
Yeah. That's how
Bro.
That's hectic.
tragic.
Bro.
I was just thinking about it yesterday, and I saw this video about this guy talking about how to always live in the present. And then I was thinking about it like, obviously you saw so many posts about him passing away, you know? And you go, yeah, top of the world, 28 years old, footballer, everything in his hands, but money can't buy health or can't bring back life.
Do you know what it is?
You know?
Crazy.
Someone put it really good online. They said that as football fans, especially if you're like a diehard, you look at footballers like they're a little bit invincible. Like, nah, they won't get sick. They won't die. They won't, like, they're like superhuman. But really, it's a stark, dark reminder that it doesn't, like, we're all...
Just humans.
Yeah.
It's
And I
just-
think it's more the fact that just learning to appreciate every second you get.
But do you think you can actually do that?
I
Like
do-
I know
well,
I
I
see
don't
this
know.
shit online,
Yeah.
but do you think it's actually
No.
humanly possible to appreciate
No.
the things that you have?
No. I agree with you.
Like you've got two hands right now. There's people in the world that don't have two hands.
I know.
Do you ever consider the fact that you have two hands up until the point where you don't have one of them working properly?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Well, that's what I mean.
You,
So
not
how do
someone
we-
even around you. You.
Is there a way to change that
I
in
don't
your
think
thought
you
process?
can.
So I don't know if you can fully change it, but what I have found has worked for me, and it sounds super corny, but because life is so fast paced, whenever I've done anything very slow paced, like go for a walk in the middle of the day, and then you just suddenly get these like waves of gratitude where you're like, wow, I can hear every bird chirping, or wow, I can do this because my legs work, and it's like you just suddenly go, wow, like I'm actually very grateful for.
And it's crazy how
Yes.
you only really think about that. Like when I was in hospital last week,
yes.
I was thinking, fuck.
Wish I could kick a ball.
Yeah. Or like when I
remember
was
before the
healthy, I
mosquito
could do
came.
these certain things,
Yeah.
you know? And it's crazy because you always, whatever's happened in your life, sometimes you always look back on it and want to go back to those times. And then you look into the future and you overemphasize what you want to get done. And don't really enjoy the process of what's happening, you know?
I think it's impossible. I think there are ways to edge towards it. So if you were to literally wake up every day and write the things down and like almost force yourself to be like go in the mirror and say, I am grateful for my fam, I am grateful for my ass, whatever. But like unless if you're not doing those things, it's very hard, bro. Every time someone's passed away that I had a connection to, a family member, you know, someone I looked up to, whatever, you get those 3 or 4 days where you're like, man, nothing really matters, man. I just got to enjoy it. And then someone cuts me off on the road and I'm straight back to it.
And it's hard because I feel like in life, your life obviously goes in waves, but I feel like you're always somewhat on the incline in life.
Yeah, most.
Do you know what I mean?
most of
Like
the
if you
time.
look at yourself 1 year before,
Yeah.
That is true.
you're most likely going to be better than what
Yeah.
you were at. And then if you look at yourself like 5 years before, you go, okay, 5 years ago, I was in a certain position. Maybe I was better than where I was, but there's other parts in my life that has improved that's made me overall a better person, or my life is better than what it was 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's all hindsight, bro.
So
You know?
I mean, yes and no. Some people are in
Yes
worse.
and no.
But that's what I'm
worse
saying.
Five years later.
So it's hard to...
I think one thing, this is contradicting my point, but I do think some, like people that have really fucked up their life, like real bad. I think because when I've had really bad sort of shame or regret, I think I've had periods. I think that has helped me feel like I appreciate normality more. Peace and normality.
If you hit rock bottom super hard, everyone's had hard moments, but some people have gone through like hellish shit. Yeah. Like I look at Spanian, for example. Nothing would faze that cunt because he's seen it all. He's been in the worst positions, been a drug abuser, been in jail. Now he's just like, bruh, nothing, fucking. So I think if you do hit those depths of hell, it is easier. It is easier, but everyone's situation is obviously different. Everything's circumstantial, but
I feel like a stomach ache is the epitome of it,
mate.
Right? Right now, none of us have a stomach ache.
Touch fucking wood.
And I always say, there's no justification for you being rude to me or short with me or disrespectful to me if I'm not the cause of the problems in your life, right? But then if I'm talking to a person that's actually sick or in pain, then that's maybe justification for them to be short or rude or something. Like I can understand it a bit more because it's very hard to be positive when you're in pain,
mate.
And if you've got a sore stomach, I feel like that's the epitome of all you want is to go back to when you didn't have a sore stomach.
Bro, two things. Migraines.
Or block nose.
Yeah, migraines.
Yeah.
Bro, migraines the other day.
I don't think like that when I have a block nose.
Stomach, bro, is the worst because you can't eat. You can't do any... Like with a block nose, all right, I can still play football. I can still fucking move around. I can still eat. Yeah, I can't taste the shit, but like I'm hungry. Mate, stomach is like...
what it is, huh?
Because if you have a sore neck, okay, you can take a bit of relief, get a hot bag, whatever. Anything. If I have a fucked up leg, like, oh, fuck, my leg hurts, but whatever. Stomach, bro?
Yeah, maybe there's no relief to it. Yeah, like even a migraine, to some extent, you're like, oh, I could take some tablets. I could take 1 million tablets here and this will go away. But stomach, for some reason...
Yeah. Oh, it's fucked.
Bro.
Back to the Jota situation. I just wanted to read out a little bit about his career because this was worded nicely. He joined Wolves in the Championship, 4th top scorer as they secured promotion. Instantly looked at home in the Prem. He signed for Liverpool in September 2020. It was one of those rare modern transfers that came out of nowhere. Stepped up with ease. Within his first 10 games, he scored a hat-trick. He scored the club's 10,000th goal and equalled Fowler's record for the most goals in your first 10 appearances. 65 goals and 20 assists in 182 games is phenomenal, given that he was trying to live up to the legacies of Mane and Firmino. So many crucial goals off the bench, always ready, attitude on point, won everything to win there was domestically for Portugal, despite the presence of Ronaldo, Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes, Leal, Neto, Conceição. He was always there, always contributing. Pick for both Euro 2020 and 2024. He would have gone to the World Cup if it wasn't for his injuries. Much more important than his immense impact as a footballer, any interview piece of content I'd seen him in, he always seemed like an exemplary person. Absolutely stunned by his loss, thoughts with his family, his friends, and everyone associated with Diogo Jota. Man, I see a lot of people saying, like, I saw some guy yesterday say, who cares? He doesn't know you, so why are you mourning? And I think it's the stupidest way to look at something. You don't need to know someone personally to feel sad that they've died. Like, I don't...
It's a bit like the opposite. It's like, how can you be so desensitized that it's like, oh, because I don't know you, I don't care.
Yeah, like, I don't see... Like, if I'm a diehard Liverpool fan and it's the only thing I look forward to every fucking week, and one of the players dies, yeah, bro, I'm going to be sad. Like, yes, we were talking about that. It wears off. Everyone just gets on with life. That's with anything. But some people just have... The world we live in right now is very, very alarming. I always never understood people that said, oh, I don't want to bring kids into this world. The older I get, the more I'm like... What, bro?
Well,
like,
even
what's
just
going on?
On the side of, like, I was saying it's hard to appreciate your own things that you have. But it is hard to... when you were reading that statement about him, right? Everything is positive there, right? When you talk... whoever wrote that piece, is that on Twitter or something?
Only about football, yeah.
Okay, so all of those stats were very positive and his attitude was great and whatever. That's how we always talk about people after they've died. But we actually never actually appreciate someone when they're here. I had this wild experience, right, with my dog. I know this is not to compare it to Jota, but I had the realization through my dog. And I love her a lot. I have a good relationship with her. And we were walking. This is maybe 3 weeks ago. We were walking around near my house. And I was on my phone, not paying attention to what she was doing. And all of a sudden she runs over and she starts eating a souvlaki wrapper. And I'm like, oh, she's done this before.
Greek dog.
Yeah. And I'm like, fucking hell. I know what's going to happen now because it's like the foil, the tin foil and stuff. So now she's going to be up all night vomiting and pooing and stuff. I knew it was going to happen. Anyways, we go to bed that night. I'm going to bed. I'm asleep. 4 a.m. I hear her going, like that, right? So I come out. I'm like, fuck. She's vomited on the ground. There's vomit on the couch. And we're like frustrated with her, you know? Clean up the vomit. We go back to bed. Maybe an hour and a half later. Going like this, right? I'm like, fuck, she vomits again. I get up, clean it up. And I'm getting at this point, I'm getting really frustrated with her.
Yeah.
And the next day comes, she vomits another 2 times. And I'm frustrated because she stuffed up my sleep, right? It got to that night. Remember, I spoke to you on the phone and she ends up in the emergency room and we're like, fuck, we think she's going to die, you know? And bro, we left her, we had to leave her overnight and she was like fully sick, vomiting like continuously, whatever. And there was this moment where she's walking away down the hallway with this lady. She got no idea what she's doing. She's staying overnight in this hospital. Walking away and she's like wagging her tail. She's all good, but she's obviously very sick and we didn't know what was wrong with her. And we leave, bro. We have to leave her there. And my missus starts crying and, bro, I'm like, 24 hours ago, I was frustrated at her because she ruined my sleep a little bit. And now I'm like, oh, I wish she was just all right. So then she can stuff up my sleep as many times as she wants. I just want her to be like back with us, you know? And I think I remember hearing a lady talk about, again, not to compare, but she was talking about her 7-year-old or 8-year-old child that had passed. And she talked about whenever he would leave the house or come back in, he would leave the wire door and it would slam, boof. And she used to get really frustrated at him.
Misses it.
And then she's like, all I would give to just hear that wire door slam again one more time, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like that's how we are with
Well, I
people,
heard
you
this
know?
story too, right? You know when you first meet someone, yeah? And you go on a first date, right? And you go to pick them up, and let's just say you're waiting in an area where you shouldn't be stopping the car, right? This guy was explaining it like, you meet someone, you're waiting there, you're not going to get frustrated at them because you've just met them, and you don't want that to be their first impression of you, like, oi, hurry up, get in the car, you know? Once you're in the relationship, let's say 2 years down the track, and you're waiting for them, and the guy behind you beeping you, and you're like, come on, hurry up, get in the car.
Mate.
And you take away that appreciation of when you've just met them, you would never have that reaction. And it goes to show that you should never stop loving them the way you first met them, but be the same all the way through and not change no matter who it is. Does that make sense?
Yell from the start.
It's a great
true,
point,
it's very
but it's
true.
just not realistic. Like when you get so comfortable with someone, you fall into those ways of just like, get the fuck in the car, malaka.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Have you guys seen the movie The Beach with Leonardo DiCaprio? And he talks about infatuation.
Is this like in the 90s?
I want to read it, bro. Can I read it?
Yeah, read it.
This is really cool, man.
Read
It's
it.
really cool because it's to your point, Gav.
Yeah, that's why I can't date yet, because I haven't got over that. Of like,
because it's so hard,
First
right?
couple
Because
of
when you
weeks,
first meet someone, you want to show,
a different side.
not that you want to be different, but
Best
like
side, best
you
side.
want to show your best side.
Listen
Right?
to this, right? This is from The Beach. Leonardo DiCaprio reads it out or says it. When you develop an infatuation for someone, you always find a reason to believe that this is exactly the person for you. It doesn't need to be a good reason. Taking photographs of the night sky, for example. Now, in the long run, that's just the kind of dumb, irritating habit that would cause you to split up. But in the haze of infatuation, it's just what you've been searching for all these years. Isn't that so true?
That reminds me of when, at the start, when I only have a girlfriend I had when she used to send me just pictures of whatever she was doing. Oh my God, bro. As soon as I spent 3 weeks with her in America, there was one day where me, her mum who doesn't speak English, and her went to the botanical gardens. She was not happy with any picture I took to the point where it's just like, she didn't speak to me for the whole day because she was not happy with the photos and she thought I didn't listen. And I cracked it. I was like, I'm not a fucking photographer. Hold the phone, smile, I'll take a photo of you. Like,
I think,
you know?
and I think that's what it's when you're meeting someone. If we're coming back to dating, all right, we don't want to go back to dating, but like,
yeah, last one.
but like, you need to be from the very start so honest with that person and know exactly. Be yourself, and they need to be themselves, and just know that that's what you're getting yourself into. Because
hard,
those
man.
little things at the
It's
start
hard, bro.
that you're like, it's not gonna fucking annoy me. It's not gonna annoy me. It's not gonna annoy me. Later on, it's like, just stop fucking doing that.
What about
You know?
what about if the first time you met her, Gav, if she farted?
That's funny.
The wild thing is that's the most human action ever.
But it's pretty funny.
so normal.
Depends how hot she is.
But
How much it smells.
Yeah, and if it was like,
Like if it fucking reeks, nah, fuck off. And she's like a 10, but fucking
it's so
reek.
weird, bro.
Yeah.
That we were like, if she did that,
Yeah.
you'd feel some kind of way, but it's so normal, and you know that every single person in the world does it.
bro, I have met girls where at the start they'd been 30 minutes late, and then instead of them meeting me somewhere, I'd have to pick them up. At the start, I was acting like it was all, I'm chilling.
Bro, that's
Bro,
fine.
that's fine. I was like, I'll get you, don't stress. Couple months in.
What do you mean 5 minutes?
Yeah. Why the fuck are you always late, bro? Like, why are you everywhere? Same with the whole comfortable thing. I'm never farting or burping in front of a girl on a first date. You know the mad...
Bro, you know the funniest thing? Because we've all probably been in this situation,
I know what you're
and
gonna
every
say.
cunt has done been
I
in
know what
this,
you're gonna say.
is when you hold the fart,
Yes.
and then you get out,
Yeah.
and your stomach is like,
Yeah, deflate. I did it the other day, bro.
and you're like, fuck yes.
Yeah.
Or like you sneak
Bro,
off.
what do you mean?
And it's the whole
drive home.
And you do it in the car,
Yeah.
and then she goes, I left my phone in the car, knocking on your window. You just drive off.
Run her over. I did it the other day, bro. I was with John and his new girl or whatever. And I'm sitting in the back going,
the worst,
and they go, see ya, yeah, take care. I get in my cup. I go, oh, that's mad.
I swear that can't be good for you, bro.
It's such a weird human condition. I feel like, again, back to the stomach thing. It's so clear. Why do we pretend that we don't fart? Everyone in the world farts.
I don't, bro.
And
I
everyone in the world does that.
I don't.
Doesn't
He
pretends
gets
that
up
they
and
don't
does it
fart.
on a mic on his
Bro,
podcast.
I have...
What do we do? What
my
do we
cousin...
do? What do you say?
My
You just go,
cousin...
fuck, I need to rip one, eh?
my cousin's been in a relationship for like 15 years and they never fart in front of each other. And I said, you guys are sickos. Yeah. American Psycho.
That's a bit weird at that point.
Yeah, like you guys are sickos. But it's funny though, going back to your point of when you first meet someone and then you're, holding in farts, holding in burps. Bro, I've got the perfect example with someone I know. At the start, I was like, oh, Mr. Clean. Right, oh my God. Bro, a couple months in, can you hear that? And she go, hear what? And I go, that. Just like little funny things like that. Anyway, I hate dating pods. I don't care. Nothing's real. What else did I have on my list? Okay, there is one thing I wanted to bring up, which is a bit of a serious one, but I thought it needed to be brought to the attention of the Buddhas. Jackson Irvine's in a bit of trouble at the moment.
Oh.
So this is from Antifa's Ultras. Reports have emerged suggesting that Jackson Irvine, captain of FC St. Pauli, may be leaving the club. While political disagreements are being cited as the official reason, the real cause appears to be his refusal to stay silent about what's happening in Palestine, unlike the club's management and some ultras groups. Irvine openly expressed his support for Palestine, which led to a group accusing him of anti-Semitism. So Jackson Irvine recently shared a photo of himself wearing the Palestine jersey, which sparked widespread controversy in the German public sphere. Even many individuals and groups who claim to be anti-fascist accuse Irvine of anti-Semitism solely because of the photo.
But I thought...
Yes, you thought right.
Yeah.
They are, historically, the most left-leaning club in the world. Now, I know that not everything in the Palestine situation is either left or right, but usually their supporters, their club is like one of the most political left-leaning clubs in the world, if not the most. So now everyone's confused, like, well, your captain is standing up for what he believes in, and now you guys are labeling him as something that he's not, and he could leave the club because of it. Now, everyone knows sort of my opinions on stuff. We won't get into it, but I just wanted to ask you guys, with politics in sport like that, do you think players should or can openly speak, not even speak, just show any form of solidarity with whatever cause they want? Doesn't even have to be this one.
From which perspective? Obviously, from my perspective, they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
And they should.
That's my perspective.
Yeah,
100%.
my
But
perspective is,
do you mean if I was the CEO, would I be encouraging them to speak on political issues?
No, because no CEO will do that.
That's what I mean. So
Yeah,
probably
no CEO will
not.
do that. Any CEO is probably thinking, fuck, let's avoid anything that's going to get us in trouble.
Yeah, anything.
Yeah. So, but I'm talking about from the players' side of things because, I'm not going to name names, but we all saw that after the A-League Grand Final, a certain player had a flag out and that was that. Nothing said about it. But now Jackson Irvine
Wait, what are you talking about, bro? I'm trying to remember now. A-League Grand Final.
A-League Grand Final, the Israel flag, one of the players.
Bro, you know what's crazy about that?
Hold on, Gav. Let me finish
I
this.
know.
Sorry, bro. Sorry.
Who had that?
The Melbourne City player.
A
I don't know if
striker.
I saw that, bro.
Yeah, it was definitely.
What?
After the game.
Yeah.
While
and
we were on stream, did we talk about it?
No, we didn't. But anyway.
I didn't
But
see
He
also-
did that, but
Yeah, okay.
there was no backlash for that, whatever. But Jackson Irvine wearing a FC Palestino top, which is not even a real club. It's not a real club. It's this sort of, I don't want to say fake, but it's a fake football club.
It's a real club, though, isn't it?
It is. It's
Like they play in the league.
There's another one, but this is different.
Oh, okay.
I
This
believe
This is what
it's
a political top, basically.
it's more just
Support.
Yeah, it's like a support, but it was like made in like 2014 or something. But anyway, Jackson Irvine has always been very left-leaning, very progressive, all of those things. And he plays for the most progressive club in the world. And now I believe it's the fans that have a problem with what he's doing. I don't get it.
Where is the problem coming from? Like, as in, who is saying it's a problem?
The fans.
The
that support
of his own club?
Yeah.
Or
Is
German fans in general?
Oh,
or-
well, so I don't know how political you guys want to get, but I guess is the backlash from the fans to do with the fact that obviously Germany has a complicated relationship with that
yeah, that's
group
what I'm
of
wondering.
people? Is that where it comes from? Or
That's
I'm
what I'm
wondering if
thinking.
it's-
No,
I
I'll
think
tell
it's
you.
probably a little bit more complicated.
I'll be
than
straight out with
we
what
know.
it is. What it is St. Pauli fans, and it's not all of them. It's not all of them. I've read it's not all of them. It's never going to be all of them. Everyone's got different opinions. But at the crux of it, what it is that some people, stupidly, in my opinion, believe that if you support Palestine, you're automatically anti-Semitic.
Anti-Semitic.
Automatically. Like, there's no two ways around it. So some of these fans, from what I've understood, have said, no, you can't do that, Jackson Irvine, because you're being anti-Semitic, and that goes against our values of standing up for what's right.
yeah,
but then at the same time, it's like, well, aren't you going to stand up for a friggin' genocide going on? Like, that's where it gets a bit tricky. But I thought club captain, great player for your club. and has
as
done
if you're
something,
gonna die on this hill.
and has done something like that, which is like so in line with your club and your like philosophy and your political standings or whatever. It's so weird, and it's come out of nowhere. And I think it's just extremely odd. But the point I wanted to make was to ask yous, do you think players should be able to speak on or do whatever they want?
Look, I think it's like this, right? I admire players that are willing to stand up for political issues or civil rights issues or whatever, whilst also then having to back it up on the field. I admire players that are able to do that and willing to do that. I don't think every player needs to do that. I wouldn't say they need to do that, but the players that do it it's you've got a platform, so yeah. I mean, it's more powerful than an everyday person speaking about it potentially.
It's hard, bro, because I think
at the end of the day too, the player has their own opinion. So what they want to support is their
They're
decision.
a human being, right?
You know what I mean?
Like Muhammad Ali, right? Like was obviously freaking massive in civil rights movement and stuff. And I think that who else? Which other athletes have been
tons? Colin Kaepernick. They were speaking about it today on a podcast I was listening to. A lot of athletes have really strong views, but they put their, and respect to them, they put their feeding their family above that. It's like, I want to come out and say all this shit, but I can't.
Who said that though? Because I think that's the other thing, because I think a lot of people expect athletes to say something or expect people that have a platform to say something on specific topics. But my thing is always, maybe that person hasn't concluded what they actually think about it yet and anywhere near enough to then speak publicly.
Oh, bro. Not just because you're silent, it doesn't mean you have an opinion, but you just don't want to share it.
Yeah.
Like, some people might not even have any idea of what's going on with any political issue. So you're 100% right. Like, they might not have come to a conclusion to speak on it. They might not be informed enough to speak on it. But I know for a fact, because I've heard it off so many different people, that there are athletes who have views, who keep it quiet.
Oh, LeBron James is a great example of this, actually.
Well,
I don't know the whole situation with Hong Kong back in like this couple years ago, whatnot, and like it was a bit funny because like obviously there was the thing that happened around racism stuff in the US and whatnot, and then he spoke up about it. And one of the news pundits or whatever was like, shut up and dribble, right? And so that became like a whole thing. And he was like, I'm not just going to shut up and dribble. Like, I want to talk about things, all that.
Yeah.
Then China, Hong Kong obviously have a very complicated relationship. I think it was Hong Kong or Taiwan. I can't remember.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
and then a couple NBA players, I think including himself, said something. And China, who's like a huge market for the NBA, put out like a don't do that kind of thing, and they all just literally shut it up and dribbled.
Really?
Yeah.
Weren't they removing LeBron from like broadcasts?
It was that was because the Space Jam movie was coming out soon as well that he was in, Space Jam 2, and they were like threatening to not have, and like I think for the what's it called, producers and all that, they were like, we can't have that market not have this movie and all.
I think, even Anwar El Ghazi used to play for Villa, I think it was. I'm pretty sure his contract didn't get renewed because he said something publicly, which I thought was wild. But yeah, man, it's all, at the end of the day, it's all personal preference. Obviously, you got a platform and people can use it how they want. And, I'm going to contradict myself though. Because if there's stuff that I wholeheartedly disagree with and I feel like you're using your platform for evil or bad things, then, I'm going to say, well, maybe you shouldn't fucking use your platform. You off, Gav? See ya, bro. So, it does get a bit, like we were saying before, it's all circumstantial. We're all hypocrites to some extent. But, I just found that one really weird because of the club. It's not like it was like, Chelsea or Bayern, like it was, that club is known for that. So I found it very weird. The
other thing is what I've sort of the last couple of years, because I used to be heavily into politics. where I kind of have gone this way where I value entertainment content a bit more now because it's so much more light on the brain. And in some respects, it's for the mental health. It's like a refreshing option than everything else that you're seeing. So right now, I go onto my feed. It's like 80% of the stuff that I'm seeing on my feed, and I try to stay away from politics, is politics right now, just because of all the stuff that's going on in the world. And then when I see like a random video of someone just doing something funny, it's like, oh, that's... So I think that's also from our side, how we kind of try to be. We try to not to be too serious and try to be a bit more entertainment. So, again, but ultimately, I think, to your question, player can do whatever they want, man.
I think so.
And they should do whatever they want.
I'm going to disagree with some things that players do. As we're humans, we do. But, like, if... Whatever.
And again, yeah, even if you disagree with what they're doing, like, fuck, they're a human being, bro. You don't control them.
And I know there's this old age debate of keep politics out of sport, but then it's like, what's politics? What's just humanity? It's just so, it runs so deep. And I feel like a lot of the organizations and people making these decisions struggle because it's like, we're damned if we do, damned if we don't. It's just one of those situations. Same with celebrities. There are some celebrities, like I personally think DJ Khaled
is a fraud and a coward.
Yeah,
right?
I personally think he's a coward.
Oh, why do you say that?
Because he's the biggest Palestinian.
I think it was Dave Chappelle said this recently.
Yes.
He was like, he's the most famous Palestinian since Jesus.
He is.
Right? And he has not spoken about it at all.
But
for years, he would always say like, oh, my favorite food is makhlouba, which is a traditional Palestinian dish. He'd claim Palestine. Why not? As soon as this all happened, he just said nothing.
But I see,
which is interesting.
I think he's a clown. But at the same time, he's never been political. So it's like, if he doesn't speak about anything, then he doesn't fucking speak about anything. Like, fuck, I think he's a clown, but it's like...
It's also like this weird thing where I'm like, when I try and rationalize, I'm like, I don't know what it's like to potentially have 20, 30 people whose salary that I pay. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And if I say something, I'm going to lose all my deals and whatnot. And it's like, realistically, if I say something, does that mean... Like, is anything going to change politically? Like, this is all complicated thing. Now, obviously, I do think in that situation, I'd probably speak up. But all I can say is I don't know and I can't.
I just wanted to highlight that. I know we usually don't dive into these type of topics on here because they are very sensitive. And like Rash said, we want to remain the goofballs. But as an Aussie, as the Socceroos captain, I thought that is odd. But... That's the world we live in, unfortunately. Do you have anything? Anything else?
As in on this topic? Or?
No. We off this.
My trip to Tino's house.
Yeah.
I went out to see the Super Buddha, put it on my YouTube. That was hilarious and amazing, bro. He's the best guy in the world. Shout out Santino, man. King of Paco, King of West Geelong.
West Geelong.
Yeah.
Okay, West Geelong.
Well, Paco and... A few people, like everyone's, like some people said King of Geelong, some people said King of Geelong West, some people said King of Paco.
Oh, I thought Paco was Pasco Vale,
bro. I think he's just the king.
So it's Pakenham Street.
No. It's Packington Street.
Packington Street. Yeah,
but they call it Paco apparently.
So you did a tour of Geelong, basically.
Bro, he walks down the street and people are like yelling out to him like, King of Paco.
Holy shit! I want to be that. I want that.
Why is he this?
Oh, he's just like an iconic
figure.
Human being that just he's down there often and he frequents different cafes and he took me to the travel agency. He took me to another person's cafe.
Travel agency.
Bro, like he just knows everyone. He's one of those type of people.
Right.
But the reason I went out there, did you see the video? Or no,
I watched the very 2 minutes.
Okay, so you know the reason I was there. For the ones that don't know why I was out in Geelong, basically we were meeting up with the jersey giveaway winners. And I stuffed up and sent to Tino the wrong time. And then he came to Gosh's paddock at 12 o'clock.
From Geelong.
And we came at 4 p.m, so 4 hours later.
Oh, wow.
And I'm really poor with my phone. By the time we got there, I looked on my phone to see what he was saying. And it was like photos of him sitting on Gosh's paddock by himself. And voice clips of going, bro, where are you? I've driven from Geelong here. I've got to go back to a freaking shift. All right, I'm leaving now. What the hell's going on? Went back to Geelong. So I took his top out to him.
You're a good guy, Rash.
Mate, what a trip, bro.
You're
what
a
a
good guy.
what a house of like memorabilia and football things.
Italian
man.
shit?
It's beautiful, man. Italian jerseys, Italian magazines, Juve stuff, Melbourne Victory stuff,
The museum.
everything, bro.
Shout out Santino, love you, bro. This guy's in every one of my lives, and he's smart. He knows the facts about everything.
Bro. Knows everything. Bro.
Knows everything about everyone. He's
Dates,
dates,
everything.
Yep. So shout out Tino, man. Shout out all the Buddhas out there.
Be more like Tino.
Yeah, bro. In this world, everything that's going on,
More like Tino.
be more like Tino, man. It's time for before we get into amateur agents. Guys, there's a very special, important segment I want to share with you. This is from Silent Sight Foundation. Thank you guys for reaching out to us. It's very touching, and here's the segment for you guys to listen to.
Before we get into the segment, Buddhas, I just want to give a shout out to Francesco and Vincenzo from Melbourne. These boys unfortunately suffer from the Usher condition, which means they were born completely deaf with no sense of balance, and they start going blind from the primary school age. To help raise awareness for the Usher syndrome, the Silent Sight Foundation is launching the Vision Impossible Challenge. Think taking a pen is easy? The Vision Impossible Challenge dares players to take a pen without their sense of sound, sight, or balance. Get involved with the challenge or just try it on your own with your mates or at your club. Head to silentsight.org to order a blind simulation glasses, record yourself doing the challenge, and share it on the socials. Vision Impossible #. Don't forget to nominate your mates. Any capacity, donate and support will go a long way to help the foundation.
Mate, that is so hard. Mate, you can't see.
Oh God, I can't see.
No.
Hi everyone, Steve here from the Silent Sight Foundation, and I'm so excited to announce our brand new social media campaign in the fight for sight against Usher syndrome, now launching with the Silent Sight Vision Impossible Challenge. First of all, what is Usher syndrome? My two young boys, Francesco and Vincenzo, were born with Usher syndrome, a rare genetic sensory condition which for them means they were born completely deaf, they were born with no sense of balance, and most heartbreakingly will begin losing their vision before the age of 10, ultimately leading to complete blindness. With Francesco and Vincenzo having already been robbed of their hearing and balance, we wanted to ensure that their faces didn't just become a memory to each other. With no treatments or cures for the blindness, we decided to create the Silent Sight Foundation. We're a family-led charity with a clear purpose to deliver the breakthroughs that lead to effective treatments and ultimately a cure for the blindness caused by Usher syndrome. So how does the Vision Impossible Challenge work? No matter what your sport is, and whether on your own or with your local sporting club or school, we just take a simple task from that sport, for example, a penalty, a free throw, or a shot directly in front of goal, and add the challenges of Usher syndrome by taking away your hearing, balance, and sight. You have 3 attempts. Attempt number 1, dress yourself as normal, nice and easy. Attempt number 2, you'll now wear noise-cancelling headphones and our Silent Sight simulation glasses. No headphones, no problem. The simulation glasses do the job just fine. Attempt number 3, now with the glasses on, headphones on, just crouch down, spin around 5 times, get up, and best of luck. You might need someone to help you straighten up. Final step, spread the word. Film it, share it on the socials, use the Vision Impossible hashtag, nominate your mates and any of your sporting heroes to try it out too. So how to get involved? Whether you're looking to get involved just yourself, a group of mates, with your local sporting club or school, just head on over to silentsight.org and follow the links through to the Vision Impossible Challenge. Complete the order form request and we'll post the simulation glasses out to you. Remember to follow us, and of course, if you have any capacity to donate and support us, it will mean the absolute world to our family and so many others impacted by Usher syndrome. Best of luck, and I hope you enjoy the Vision Impossible Challenge.
Once again, Silent Sight Foundation, thank you so much. And guys, if you want to know more, we'll put all the links and stuff in the bio for you guys to get informed about that. It's time for
Amateur Agents.
Sponsored by
Amateur agents.
That's the fucking right answer right there, man. Let's get through these. Sorry we didn't do them last week. We were too busy doing our most viewed pod ever.
Oh, shout out Danny Georgievski, man. Bro, most viewed pod in like 3 days.
What are they?
Unbelievable. Apricot sweets. You want some?
I want one.
Bro, they're good.
Apricot delights.
Can I please have one?
Yeah. How many you want, bros?
Oh, 2. All right, I'll have 3.
How about we say, can we have 1? We want 8.
What's a couple?
2.
Okay, but
if I give you a couple M&Ms, don't give me 2 M&Ms.
You want?
This is what I'm saying, bro. These are mad. This is what I'm saying. When you say, hey, give me a couple, you give 3, 4, 5. You don't give 2, but a couple's 2.
If you asked me for a couple, I would give you 2.
Would ya? Okay. What about if
A few
they're...
is 3 or more.
Okay, a few is
I
3 or
agree.
more. All right, fine, whatever. Fuck. Make sure to ask Rash for the whole packet then next time.
I have 1 packet.
All right. Haven't heard about Drogba's romantic life in a while.
Well, you have now.
You heard today.
You have now.
Feta.
Man, get on my Instagram lives. I let them fly on there. I'll tell you anything.
Quiero mucho.
Yeah. Rash, who's the weirdest teammate you've had? And you can mean this like...
Weirdest.
You can mean this in a... What's the word? I've lost my vocabulary.
Me too, bro.
Like, no, seriously, I feel like I'm getting dumber every day.
I don't know what it is.
You can mean
Maybe
this in
we're
a wholesome
talking
way.
too much.
Wholesome way. You can mean this in a wholesome way. Like weird.
Weirdest. I'll try to be fast because I don't want to think for too long.
A weird cat.
Bro, like this is a boring answer, but Danny Georgievski's pretty weird, bro.
Yeah. Guy. Did you notice him saying dude the whole pod? It must be a Sydney thing.
Yeah.
Like, bro, Bernie a beanie, dude. And then Bratty was like, man, Del Piero, dude. I was like, are we missing something? This one's for Rash. What's one thing from the K-League you think the A-League should implement?
I think bro, did I see something about the A-League implementing something about the young players?
Oh, yeah, the rule.
Yeah.
I don't know
Have
if-
they done that?
I don't know if
Did
they're
I
gonna-
see that, bro?
I don't think they're putting it in place.
Definitely that.
Okay.
That you must have a certain amount of whatever the number is. I don't know what it needs to be or what's the best. You guys can fucking work that out, Football Australia or APL. But must have a certain amount of, let's say, under 21s on the bench and on the field and in the squad.
There was like all this discourse on Twitter this week about, there was an article about Australia's talent being drained, and they did a list of all of our best players moving.
Yeah.
Teague's gone, Segicic has got, like, players are just leaving in an abundance. And Stefan Mork said, I disagree with this. I think it's the best thing. And then someone said it's funny because 1 week we're going, we got to become an export league. It's the only way we're going to survive. Blah, 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 blah. And then the next week we're saying, no, but hold on. We can't just keep giving away our best players.
Yeah.
People can't make up their minds at this point.
Well, we can't either because we said both. Well, I said both. I will read out on that exact topic. Let me find the video because remember we spoke about that? And we put a video out and then Adam Peacock responded in the comments to it. What is it? Hold on. Sorry,
I remember
guys.
this.
I gotta find it now.
The Peacock comment. Yeah, I remember it. Maybe 2 weeks ago.
Oh man, maybe it's too hard to find, but yeah, I can't find it. I won't waste. I'll have a look while we move on with questions.
Sure, lads. How are yous? Good, yalla, easy.
That's the whole thing.
Anyway, my question is, cuz why? Like, just why, cuz? Like, cuz why? Yeah, I don't know, bro.
Is that the whole
Yeah,
question?
sometimes I ask myself the same fucking
going
thing.
on?
Sometimes I ask the same thing, Habib.
Here we go. Adam Peacock, in response to our video on the excess of players leaving. Adam Peacock says, chiming in from the cheap seats, find a way to get the right balance and the league finds a way to thrive as best it can in this sporting landscape. Promote young players, play young players, sell young players, reinvest in squad, bring the right senior players of football value to the league. They in turn help the young players coming through here. This constant cycle going on, it has to be this way. How many clubs sell a player and reinvest this into the academy by paying those coaches more, improve the facilities, pay domestic training comp, improve the club itself to market to the community?
That's it. It's all about balance, bro. You can't just swing one way too hard. Pause. But it's all about balance. If you go too hard on selling players, there's going to be none, obviously. If you go too hard on trying to keep them, then you're not going to make any money. It's just... It's not rocket science. It's just the rocket science is finding the balance. It's not what way to go. Need more quizzes and squad builders from you guys. Past segments have been classics. Thanks, brother.
We got one coming up, don't we?
Yeah, sort of. If Jerome wasn't built like an oil tanker, he could go pro. Thanks, bro. I'll actually take that as a compliment.
What the fuck is an oil tanker?
I don't know. Probably some big fat cylinder thing. It was funny, though. In my I was at going to Korean barbecue last week, and someone saw me in the elevator doing my elevator move, a Buddha, and he said he was pissing himself. Do you know what my elevator move is?
What's the elevator move? No.
Every time I get in an elevator with people in it, I stand directly in the corner with my face to make everyone feel really uncomfortable. And now people are saying I've been doing it all week, bro, at work.
This is why he uses Hinge.
Yeah. And a Buddha saw me doing it in public, just standing in the corner like that.
Can you imagine they called your name and you're just staring at the wall?
Yep. Ask Gav how he would run a country. Fuck.
Well,
yeah. Thoughts
there's
on
one.
elbow? Don't have any. I can kick the ball up, but it only goes like 20 meters. If I want to kick it further, is it all strength or is there more technique? It's a mix, but like, I'm assuming you're a keeper.
have you seen the TikTok content of, I think it's, I can't remember which footy team, but they're trying to hit the roof of the G.
Oh, no. No.
And they keep doing it, and it's like about 34 meters, and they like just missing apparently.
The roof?
Oh, not the MCG. What's the other one?
Marvel.
Oh,
Yeah, Marvel.
right.
And I'm like, is it that hard? Like, it's not easy. It's definitely not easy.
It's
I
not
think it would-
easy, bro.
It'd be so high. Like that, like very hard, I would say.
Yeah.
Like that's really high.
Yeah,
bro.
but like in my mind, it's one of those things you just watch and you're like, I feel like as a professional, you should be able to do this. But
Yeah, it's one of those. But obviously, as a keeper, you know, when keepers go long, they're always sort of, this is what I see anyway, they go with the side sort of kick so you can get that elevation rather than kicking like a footy. You're dropping it on the side. And it's definitely a technique thing, but like it would obviously help if you have strength.
I just wonder what's the relevance of getting height though? Why does he want height?
I'm assuming he's a keeper because why
but-
would you
but
be
still, why
worried?
do you
I
want
would
height
hate
still?
that if my keeper sent it 25 meters.
Why does he want height?
I'm getting the Ian Greener special.
unless he's like a centre back or something and he's talking about long balls, but like
Again, you don't need height, bro. All you want is length.
no, he's right.
Girth.
No, he's right. You don't need height. Height's probably the worst thing. Like,
really
obviously,
is.
it needs to clear the players' heads, the defenders.
Yeah, but 4 meters.
Yeah.
5 meters. Don't send it 20 meters. He said I can't get it over 20 meters.
Yeah. All
I
you
think-
want,
he
all you
said-
want is the Cristiano Ronaldo length and girth.
I can kick the ball up, but it only goes like 20 meters. So he is talking about length. He is talking about length, but
Oh, so he's trying to be able to kick it up a pitch. Yeah.
yeah, longer.
bad.
Technique for sure. Lean back. Lean back is the simplest one. But yeah, if you've got stronger legs, then it'll help.
Probably also the rotation of the hips and torso.
Yes.
Here's a. If you want perfect technique, ball striking technique, watch David Beckham,
Yeah, Bex.
bro,
Yeah.
or Gavin Denise.
I'm so fancy. You already know. I'm in the fast lane.
You have a really
from
Aussie
LA to Tokyo. I'm so fancy. Can't you taste this gold? Thanks. Jerome.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
What's going on in
I sort of like.
amateur
Yeah, I don't
agents?
know. Jerome, where was the shout out to the healthcare workers? Oh, shit. Sorry, guys. Shout out to the healthcare
Did
workers.
we not? I feel like we
Yeah.
said that, but
Would,
yeah, shout
would
out.
VAR work better with an appeal system?
Fuck me, please no.
I don't know about that.
Don't add anything on top
Yeah.
of that.
Wait,
VAR
an appeal
shit
system
already.
meaning after the game I can appeal it?
No. Like, you get 3 challenges during a game, like tennis.
Oh, like
Tennis.
tennis.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
What's next? Our games end 3-love.
Yeah,
bro.
like,
We're
I
going to be
don't-
playing for 5 hours like tennis people at the end.
Then someone's coming with, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So tell me what you
the
want, what you
hell?
really... People just singing in here.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Drop in your favourite lyric next time.
I feel like someone asks this every
Your
week.
girl don't like me. How long has she been gay?
Yeah. Yeah. Just claiming her bruised esophagus. What state league club has the best food? We get asked that every week. I don't know.
Hey, Nor, what's your favourite song lyric ever? Off the top of your head, I'll give you
I'm
like.
trying to even.
I'll
think
come
of-
back to you. You do yours. 'cause I feel
Favourite
like
song
you
lyric
know-
ever?
You know yours.
Fact.
There's one that always sticks in my head that is not even that hard, but it's hard.
What?
I'm not a businessman. I'm a business
Man,
That's
let me
pretty
handle
good.
my business.
Business.
Damn.
Damn.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That is a good one. That true.
That's just. Anyway,
No? We'll come back
to it later.
it's probably some Lecrae.
It probably is.
I don't think it gets talked about enough, but on the pod that Jerome... Wait. I don't think it gets talked about enough on the pod that Jerome had serious potential when he was younger. Dude's Sunday league coach literally went to his house to talk to his parents about his potential. Jerome doesn't get his flowers. Man, trust me, I wasn't going anywhere. But thank you. Thanks. Love the pod, guys. It's the highlight of my week. Will you guys be going to the NYC Emerging Socceroos Comp in a few weeks?
You know what? Jerome texted me before saying this would be good content.
Is it in Melbourne?
I think someone in the Discord said it is in Melbourne.
I wouldn't mind to go down to see, like, who the next sick cunt is.
Yeah.
You know? What else we got here?
We're very busy at this point.
Very.
Guys.
Do
We've
players
got-
receive payments as they go up further into the State League MPL?
Do they receive what?
Payments. I think any level you could not get paid. I think if that's the answer you're looking for. Question for Jerome. I've done my ACL during 5. Should I continue to lick my uncle downstairs? Is that a saying that I've never heard of? Lick my uncle. What is? First of all,
No, that is not a saying.
can we Google that?
my
Google
This is
it.
not real.
Google it, please, Noel.
I'm not going to Google
Please.
lick my uncle.
Yeah,
Bro, just-
what's his missus gonna think when she sees his computer?
I'll do it. Should I lick my uncle downstairs?
I have 2 angles of Jerome now, so this is great.
There's literally nothing on Google. Like, it's not even a thing. Okay. Yeah, bro. Don't lick your uncle.
Yeah, it probably makes you weaker. That's why
Yeah.
the ACLs are.
Don't lick your uncle, bro. It's not worth it.
But hold on, how are we interpreting that statement?
Maybe lick his wounds? I don't know. Like,
Can you read it again? Because I want to use lick my
Jerome-
uncle more often.
Jerome, I've done my ACL at 5s. Should I...
Should
I continue to lick my uncle downstairs? What the fuck is that?
Okay, because
Lick your dick? Like,
Is that persevere? Maybe that's persevere.
yeah, maybe.
Should I
Let's go with that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Should I keep?
Yeah. Should I keep licking my
Going
uncle
for it.
downstairs?
Yeah, should I keep going?
bro.
Hey, uncle.
Yeah, bro. Lick
Yeah.
the uncle downstairs.
Yeah,
Keep
lick
going,
him.
man.
When are you going to do something with Super Wog? Yeah.
Oh, bro, the OG, man.
Okay, what's all this shit? Jerome could be an absolute weapon if he lost the keg. He's got the skills but moves around the pitch like an oil tanker. Why is everything an oil
Feels
segment?
racist, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, are you Arab oil tanker?
Ah, what oil are you talking about?
Yeah, olive oil or crude
Oh,
oil?
I have a shout out, but it's also a beef.
Okay.
Bro, who the fuck are the Steve Madden boys?
Steve Madden.
Who are the Steve Madden boys?
What do you mean by that?
Every time I go on live, there's 4 or 5 guys, and they're different every time, saying the Steve Madden boys are running amok in Greece. Steve Madden boys are doing this. Steve Madden boys are doing that. And I said, who the fuck are the Steve Madden boys? And they said, watch your mouth, bro. We're the Steve Madden boys. And I said, bro, I don't even know who yous are. So someone tell me who the Steve Madden boys are.
Wait, like Steve Madden as in the shoes?
Yes.
So like it's a crew of guys that wear that stuff?
Maybe. I don't know. Jake might be the oldest looking under 23 I've ever seen. 22 going on 40. Bro, Jake's 31.
22 though. That's funny if they thought he was 22. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, that is pretty funny. My girlfriend started playing soccer at the same club as me. Their team is currently in need of a coach, and she's been telling me I should do it. I don't know how to tell her my management style is less pep, more Warnock. Should I coach her team, or will I jeopardize my relationship?
Do not do that, bro.
Hold on, let's break this down.
Don't shit where you eat, man.
This might be one of the most interesting questions we've ever gotten on Amateur Agents.
Yes, it's a great question.
It is a great question. At the start, I thought it was leading down the normal track of, sleeping with your coach or whatever. Yeah. But she would be if they were.
Yeah.
So, should you coach your girlfriend's team? I would say no. Because I don't know how your girlfriend... Is she a happy-go-lucky girl? Or is she the type where if you bench her, it's going to lead to problems at home?
Yeah, bro. Just think about that, man. She misses a chance. You want to pull her. You want to drag her. 75th minute. She misses a one-on-one. You're like, Jenny, off.
Yeah, Jenny.
You're off.
Yeah.
Go on, Stephanie, get in there.
Stephanie, yeah.
And then you're sitting at home by the dinner table. You drive home in the car together, quiet,
go in
not
there.
talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you go on and have dinner together, and then all of a sudden she goes, "Are you fucking Stephanie?"
You want Stephanie to get in there?
Yeah.
You want Stephanie to get in there, don't you?
Stephanie every week, half the bench. That's interesting.
So I have to do all the hard work,
Yeah.
and she comes, finishes you off.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Or there is another scenario in this. Or the girlfriend doesn't care.
Doesn't care in what way?
In like whatever. Like she's missed the opportunity. She's come off. She's like, yeah, whatever. Like I fucked up. Like whatever. And then she's going, they're talking, oh, you wouldn't believe what my auntie did this week. And then the boyfriend goes, yeah, but just hold on one sec. I'm sorry. I can't get over it. How the fuck did you shank that chance?
Yeah.
And she goes, seriously, Dylan, are we going to bring this up right now? Like the game happened like 6 hours ago.
Especially because he said his style is more Warnock.
Yeah. And then,
It doesn't sound like he's able to let things go very easily.
yeah, he's not like a classy tiki-taka coach either.
He's not a suave guy.
So you know what, bro?
100% you guys will last 2 weeks of that regular season.
I'll be Devil's
Your
avocado.
relationship.
No, that's what I mean.
Oh.
That's what I mean. Like
Oh.
the relationship will go with
Yeah.
2 weeks into the regular season.
Do it and tell us how it went. How's that sound?
Yeah, it's good content. Can you film it?
That is fucking awesome.
And put it on Patreon. Send it our way. We'll put it on Patreon.
Film pre-game discussions, post-match discussions,
Yeah.
team talks,
Yeah, pillow talks.
pillow talk. Yeah.
Am I the asshole for faking an injury 25 minutes into the game because I had to take a shit really bad? Took 2 weeks off training to recover as well.
What? That can't be real, bro.
Hey, fair, well played, bro.
Why don't you just hold your ass? Just hold your ass and like make a painful face.
Why don't you lick your uncle downstairs?
Yeah. Bro, how bad did you need a shit?
Nah, wait. Have you guys never been in a situation where you didn't think you need to, but as soon as you start running, because running just loosens it up?
Bro. Have I said the story on here about how I got my ass hosed down because I needed to shit that bad?
No, but you told us about how
told
your
us.
brother shat on your dad's head.
Oh, yeah.
No, that was the same pod.
Oh, was
that
it?
was
Oh,
the
was it?
40-minute.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's mad. That's mad.
And I shat into my pants
Oh, nice.
on the way to this podcast. before.
Sorry?
Oh, yes.
You know
I
this,
remember
bro. One of the
this.
first podcasts.
You
I was
shit yourself on the
podcast
way here.
10.
You were that scared?
No, I did a fart.
Oh, you did a shart.
And yeah, a little bit of
it's a
pop
bad
come out,
feeling.
man.
Popcorn
and then I
chicken.
came into there and then threw my undies in the bin and came and did the pod.
Oh!
It's such a raw feeling.
Bro, and
Bare
I've
ass
and by
on
the
them
way,
truckies.
I've never in my life done that before. It was the first time.
Wow.
Pod 10.
I full shitted once. Like, as in there was nothing left in me. It was just all in my pants.
Into your pants?
I was 19. Bro?
What leads to that?
All right, so this is what happens. My sister was still at home at the time, and we have like a shared bathroom, and it was a large mirror, and it was in the morning before uni. And so I go into the bathroom. She's washing her face. I'm just standing behind her, and I was like, "Rita, hurry up! I need to wash whatnot." And then I was like, "I'm gonna fart," and she's like, "Don't do that." And I was like, "Nah, I'm gonna fart." And she's like, "No, seriously, please, that's disgusting." And then I thought it was just a fart. Bro, when I tell you, I loaded up my entire tracksuit bottoms. bro. And it was wet and like.
Hold on, were you just standing there like going like this?
No. So it was because it was one boom that kind of came out, and I'm looking in the mirror and she's looking back at me and I go, I just shat myself. And she goes, that's disgusting. Why are you joking? I'm like, get out. I need to shower right now. Bro, I took
got this shit coming down my leg right now.
No, literally. And I get in the shower or whatever. I get to uni. I'm like 15 minutes late. We're doing like a group quiz at the start of the thing. And everyone's just answering stuff, whatnot. And I'm just like staring at the table. And in my head, I'm like, nobody here knows that I shat myself 2 hours ago.
As a 19-year-old.
At 19. Bro, worst experience ever.
That's the best, bro.
It's good times.
That's the fucking best. Are there any non-pro clubs you wish you played for?
Non-pro clubs?
Yeah. Like maybe an NPL club or a state league club.
Lindale, maybe?
Fuck. Oh my God, Rash. Please play a game for us. What suburb or club are you looking to cover next on your YouTube? Dandenong, Afghanistan. Bajam. Completely unrelated to football, but what's something that nobody knows or would think to know about you, like a talent or something else?
Is that for everyone?
Yeah,
Or is that
I
a
can
specific
sing very well. I don't know. Most people know that.
Yeah, you can sing pretty well. I can recite a poem that I learnt in grade 3 off the top of my head. Want to hear it?
Yep.
If it's a haiku and it's 3 lines.
I like the rain. I know my name.
'Twas Mulgabill from Eagle Hawk that caught the cycling craze. He turned away his good old horse that served him many days. He dressed himself in cycling clothes resplendent to be seen, and hurried off to town and bought a shiny new machine. And as he wheeled it through the door with air of lordly pride, the grinning shop assistant said, "Excuse me, can you ride?" "See here, young man," said Mulgabill, "from Walgett to the sea, from Conroy's Gap to Castlemaine, there's none can ride like me. I'm good all round at everything, as everybody knows.
Pause.
And although I hate a man that talks, I love a man that blows."
Pause.
And I may have,
Bro.
I may have reversed the last few lines to make them sound funnier there.
You love a man that blows?
I'm pretty sure he actually says, "I hate a man that blows."
Oh,
but still,
okay.
I don't know what that
Alright.
means.
Yep. Okay.
Okay,
But I
so
learned
any
that in
actual
grade
talents?
3.
That's his party trick.
I've got nothing else. Bro, you're the fucking most multifaceted cunt in here.
I can't do anything that well, nah. Like, I don't know. I play the guitar. Everyone knows
Yeah,
that.
everyone knows
I
that.
kind of sing. Oh, I think I'm a pretty good writer, I would say.
You are a good writer.
I'm decent at storytelling in a writing form.
Yep. I can rap.
I'm a
People don't
decent-
know that about me. Very well, actually.
Oh, yeah, we got to make our suited and booted song.
Yeah, I know. What else do people don't know about me? That's like a talent. Yeah, I can make beats and play a few.
Can you drive stick?
Fuck no.
Nah.
How stupid. I think it's stupid, manual.
No.
Nah. Can you?
Yeah.
Wait, isn't your car manual?
I learned.
You're such
yeah.
a man.
Yeah.
No. I learned when we were going to Argentina because we were going to rent a car, and then by the time we got to the place, they were like, there was some issues with it, so we didn't do it. But I learned to go there.
There was a phase where girls online were saying like especially girls that are into cars were saying shit like, "You're actually not a fucking real man, and I don't want to talk to you if you can't drive stick." I was like, sorry.
But I also don't want to talk to you if you're a girl that's obsessed with cars.
Yeah, like, sorry you have a sacked VF Commodore or whatever.
So
and
you
can,
have a sack.
yeah. Sorry you can drive stick. Like, I'd rather do other shit while I'm driving.
Yeah.
Like, be on TikTok.
No, we're not condoning that. We're not condoning that. But most people, you know you're a fucked cunt because most people say, "Nah, bro, I love driving manual because I get bored driving auto." Get bored?
Yeah.
Bored.
Bro, put on suited
on a
and booted.
song.
Yeah, put on a song. Fucking flip someone off.
Be an Aussie.
Yeah.
Lick your uncle
Yeah,
downstairs.
lick him.
I think, and you know what? I think a small talent of mine is that I can speak 20% of German.
That is a talent, bro.
That is a
I
talent.
mean,
You're like,
Das ist a talent.
yeah, das ist Thailand.
Everyone can speak 20% German.
Yeah, at this point. But you are trilingual. You can't speak Swahili, though.
Nah, bro, I was thinking about this the other day. I think after I do German, like, complete it, lick the uncle downstairs.
Yep.
I
German
will then learn Swahili after that, I think.
I know a little Swahili.
I know, like, 3 words.
Rafiki.
Rafiki, isn't that Lion King?
What, Timon and Pumbaa? That's the
But you know, there's a words from Arabic origin.
Well, that's exactly right, Noel.
It's actually
cradle of
fascinating.
civilization.
If you guys are wanting to learn a language out there, any language, and you're an English speaker,
Rosetta
go to
Stone.
Language Transfer app. It's a free app. It's really fascinating because it explains how to learn the language through how that language was built and where
It's
it comes
so cool.
from, what's
Learning
the
that stuff's
migration and all that
incredible.
stuff. It's very interesting.
I love that shit.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. Same thing with cuisine. Like when
Yeah, bro.
when you realize why Italians cook the way they cook or Indians cook the way, it's like incredible.
Yeah.
So this is the Rosetta Stone, which
Oh, sorry, bro. Just back on that. Have you heard about how painting developed throughout like the Renaissance period and stuff, and how they have the pigments and how they mix it with the linseed, and then eventually they were able to bottle it. And then once they were able to bottle it, that's where the Impressionists come from, because they were able to go into the paint stores and actually take a bottle instead of having to make it at home.
Yeah.
Now they could take it outside, and it was the first time they could paint and see the light moving in a certain. Like, bro, it's fascinating.
You realize how easy we have things.
we're
Bro,
dumb
it's
as fuck.
Fucked. It's fucked.
Yeah.
We're
But
we're
if you
also-
bring my ancestors here, they wouldn't know how to use AI.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you
Different knowledge.
don't have to be
right?
that fucking smart to use it.
Different
Well.
knowledge. But I do think to some extent there's something about AI which is avoiding learning.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
100%. I use it as a
It's not
therapist
adapting,
yesterday.
it's avoiding adapting almost.
Bro, it is not.
It's actually it's not creative.
It's not good.
It's not creative in nature. I use it heaps, like every single
I
day.
use it too much now.
But it's helping me to be more productive for the tasks I have, but it actually does not make me smarter.
I'm
at
feeling
all.
dumb as fuck. You know, I use it to like label like our YouTube titles and shit.
Yeah. I
It's
literally
fascinating,
used
isn't
it as a therapist yesterday. I was like, I have this issue going on in my life.
I just shit
Talk
myself.
to me. Yes. Talk to me how a therapist would talk to me. Tell me what's really going on.
So what about before AI, right? Because the early versions of computer technology, right?
Yeah.
Do we think that was also making you stupider? Less intelligent?
No, because you had like that in itself was just like encyclopedia, but online. That was like the early days of it, you know, and emails.
Take something like an engineer, right? You're probably the best person to ask about this.
What has he engineered?
Isn't
my
your
dad's
dad's
an
an
engineer.
engineer?
Oh,
right?
yeah, sorry, my bad.
So, would an earlier engineer, say 200 years ago,
Yep.
be considered as more intelligent than a current engineer?
Yeah, I don't know what the goes with that. Well, my dad, whenever he talks about like, because he hires as many uni students as he can and stuff, he's like,
Your dad's also not 200, but yeah, I get it. I get it.
But it's like he'll be like, man, the way they have learnt things, it's like, he's like, it's very rocky. Like some buildings are gonna fall in a couple of years.
Yeah.
I'm not staying in any new high rises.
Oh yeah, well that's his thing. He's like any new high rises. He's like they're built horribly
But I don't mean in that way. I mean more so
in
I know
terms
what you
of
mean.
knowledge of the craft and whatnot.
overall intelligence. Again, now we got to
because they had less resources.
now we've got to define what
I mean,
intelligence
for example,
is.
I've always said this. Like, we are able to learn. You know Pythagoras' theorem. Yeah, a squared plus b squared equals c
Some
squared.
Greek guy.
But it's like he had to develop that, and we just learn it.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So it's like he's actually a genius. Like he was like, hey, if
yeah, it's hard
you
for
know
us
what I
to
mean?
even learn it.
Yeah,
let alone
exactly.
think it up. Yeah, I wonder because I'm just thinking in terms of knowledge, right? Learning that this is maybe an irony. Learning to use AI, there's some knowledge in that, right? There's some skill in that,
A little bit,
but
not that much.
the irony of it is you're actually
making AI smarter than you.
you're actually not furthering you're shortening your intelligence in every other area when you're lengthening your intelligence in AI, which is that's never the case in anything else, right?
point.
You're not like if you're learning how to build a house, you're never like, oh, because you're learning how to build a house, that means that's making
I'm
you more
worse at
stupid on
bricklaying
geography.
and I'm worse. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas this one area is actually making you more stupid in every other area.
Yeah, I think the simplest way to put it is like Nor said, the only plus side is productivity and efficiency. Other than that, I can genuinely feel myself getting dumber and I'm lazier because it does it for me. Now, the reality is like, well, if it's there, just fucking use it. Like, well, you can do more. But at the same time, you will lose that. Do you remember when you were younger and you would like search for a song? It could be like weeks or whatever. And all you could really do was like go on Google and type in, what's a song that goes da 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 da. Yeah. Or you know one lyric.
Drop it like it's hot.
Yeah. yeah. Or you know one lyric and it's like, fuck, like
You.
yeah. What's a song that goes, you? And then it gives you a completely different one. And you're like, no, that's not, I don't want the Korean one. But now, you lose that. Like, you don't even have to dig for shit anymore.
Yeah.
In saying that, AI has been wrong. But, bro, I tried it out this weekend. I'm going to Perth for the wrestling. I tried, because I couldn't find a good deal on hotels. So I just put it in ChatGPT. I said, we've got 3 people. This is our budget. You know, we want to be this distance away from this arena. We want 3 separate beds. Like, I gave it everything I could. Pause. And it gave me the fucking hotel and I booked it. Like, in situations like that, it's super clutch. But I used to, this is going to sound a bit self-indulgent here. I used to pride myself on knowing weird little random facts and stuff about geography and a little bit about history. And, you know, I wasn't the greatest at any of it, but I definitely was, me and Nor speak about this all the time. We knew a little bit about everything.
And honestly, that's a pride of my life. I think
It's a pride.
Something I love is just the ability. I met a Haitian lady the other day.
Yeah.
And
you said, suck by say.
Well, I was like, oh, you're from Haiti. We don't see many Haitians in Melbourne. I was like, oh, I know a couple of things. She's like, oh, what do you know? I was like, oh, I know about Papa Doc. I know about... And she was just like, she was very reserved in the conversation, like around everybody else.
It's the best.
Instantly, she was like, oh my God, this is incredible. I've never heard anyone that knows about Papa Doc.
How old is she?
35, 32 maybe.
What's her name?
Don't worry about it.
Not old enough for Jerome.
Milfeta.
No, Milfeta. But, yeah, it's the perfect way to let someone's guard down when you take an interest in their country or whatever culture they're from. But yeah, bro, it's I used to pride myself on that, but I feel like AI now is just like
Taking that from me.
It can take that from me because even digging for songs, bro. People don't know how obsessed I used to be with music,
Bro, people would come to me and be like, what's the new stuff coming out? What's the...
bro. Every
I was
Friday
him.
afternoon,
I was him.
I was him every Friday afternoon, my friends would bring their iPods to my house and they go load it. And I would just sit there on my computer and just, all because I'd fished for shit all day. But now I feel like AI is just everything's done for you.
You know what's so interesting about it, right? Is now I don't know how this will function, but I think for a long time where people got their knowledge from was obviously books, right?
Yeah.
That was probably the main thing for a long time. Then it was like, all right, now it starts to be a bit more social media, maybe TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, things like that. Now it's gradually going to ChatGPT.
Yeah.
It's going away from social media and gradually to ChatGPT for people to search for the truth of any topic, right? It's weird now because when it was on social media, or let's say there's a person that's living in Iraq. Why did I say it like that? In the Iraq?
Iran.
Which types of books are they told to read? And what information do they get about the world? Who tells them to read stuff and what do they read? It's going to be very different to what people are told to read in Melbourne and Australia, right? So the knowledge is going to be different. So the opinions on things are going to be different. Whereas now, everyone goes to the same well for the knowledge. If that knowledge is inaccurate, or if there's like an agenda behind it, because I don't know who the fuck made it, right? If there's an agenda behind it,
really
in
big.
terms of the idea of this ideological apparatus for manipulating people's minds to believe what is true around the world, everyone's going to the same well now, so you can actually, whoever controls that can manipulate the whole world, bro, to believe something. And we know it's been wrong.
It has been wrong.
It told us that Arsenal is in the biggest debt of the world and it also is the most profitable club in the world.
Yeah.
What was the other one?
Oh, bro, when I look for like facts about Aussies playing overseas and stuff, and I just give me the whole list, bro.
Oh yeah, Garang Kuol didn't play in.
Yeah, Garang Kuol didn't.
he
Yeah,
did.
yeah. I was like, that's wrong. He did.
Yeah.
So, that's right. They said Garang. They never mentioned that he played in Netherlands. I said, give me the list of clubs he's played for. They didn't mention it, and then I would look like a fuckwit. So that's why you really, guys.
Fascinating, man.
In a couple years, it'll obviously learn and grow and mutate and kill us all. But for now, it is still learning. Like, it is still picking up on, we sound like the biggest fucking Rogan cunts.
I just think it's so fascinating. And we're not we wouldn't be the ones that are considered younger generation. There's people that are growing up with that as just normal for them.
Yeah, it's
and
so
they're
weird.
going to resort to reading that over any book and listening to anyone else.
I was going to say, yeah. Do kids like hyperfixate over shit like I did when I was younger, like go down rabbit holes?
The rabbit holes are all on ChatGPT, bro.
Yeah, but it's not fun.
So I think someone put it this way. It's like we've gone from the search generation to the ask generation.
Yes.
Right? So like our whole childhood was we were looking for things.
Yes.
Now it's just, hey, tell me this thing.
Yeah.
So it's like I never actually, and I think that's a big skill. Learning how to research is a very useful thing.
Don't get me wrong. Like, it is, you can still obviously learn a bunch from it and you can learn quicker, but it's for the creative and the imagination side of things. For instance, coming up with TikTok titles. It's like, no, I used to be quite descriptive. Now I'm so shit at them that I just type them into ChatGPT. But if it's something, if you're using it like a Wikipedia, then yeah, it's mad. Like, tell me 10 things that the ancient Egyptians used to do that would shock me. Yeah, okay, that's still searching for stuff. But it's for the mundane activities where your creation would usually take over or your imagination. It's those ones that are killing us. Because it's like we're just relying on it for absolutely everything. Like, for instance, if I want to go to, there's a little beach in Italy I went to, tucked away, right? Now, because of TikTok and everything, it's fucking, everyone knows about it. Nothing is sacred anymore. There's no hidden gems. There's no nothing. But it was a mad feeling when you found it, when you stumbled across it while you were there, or you were watching an old documentary, or you were reading an article and you came across it. It's like, whoa, that's how you used to find things. Now, it's just like, oh, everyone's heard about everything. Everyone knows everything. Everyone's heard about everything. And it's frying our fucking heads. But anyway, finish with amateur agents, but I want to bring up one more little topic before we go. I was on my Instagram live the other day. You good?
Yeah.
I was on my Instagram live the other day and someone said, Isaac Lewis, I think his name is, shout at him. He said, hey man, what are your thoughts on the crossover between music and football and like how important it is and all that? I said, I think it is very important in this day and age.
Good question.
I have come on here a few times and expressed that I am quite a traditionalist when it comes to football, and I don't like the over-modernization and Americanization of the sport. Got to be careful what I say now. So yes, I have said that in the past, and I feel like with saying that, obviously you do have to adapt to the world and the way it moves and technology and all of that. And again, I hate bringing up all the negatives all the time about the A-League, but I do think the A-League does struggle with a cool factor. And I think one important facet of that is the connection to pop culture, music, fashion, all of that. Again, I'm going to get people saying, who fucking cares, bro? It's about football. Yeah, you're right.
Well, yeah.
You're right. But you've got to understand something.
Football doesn't become a culture without that, though.
There's that, but I'm 30. Most people are saying that are probably late 20s, early 30s and beyond. It's very rare that you're going to get a 15 or 16-year-old saying that to you. Now, the only thing that these kids, well, not all of them, but some consider cool is sort of the active support aspect of it. It's like, I can be involved. I can be near the flares, be near the sick cunts, whatever, make noise. They think that's cool. That's great. That's fine. But for the kids that aren't involved in that side of things or don't want to be involved in that side of things and just want to go to the football, there's nothing cool bringing them in. Yeah. For instance, Central C was at the NRL on the weekend. Met the players at the game, blah, blah, blah. I couldn't care less, but I'm sure there's some 14, 15-year-old Central C fans.
It connects.
Where it connects with them. It's like, they like that. He's at the NRL. That's cool. He likes the NRL. That's cool. There's the connection. I'm not saying the A-League hasn't done cool stuff in the past. There's been some local rappers that have wore like A-League jerseys. The Area, which is like a group in Western Sydney, they've done stuff with the Wanderers.
I think I said this early on. Early on in our podcasts, I said, like, what's Central Coast's music?
Yeah.
What music surrounds that club? Because it is an integral part of culture. But I wonder if it's, again, the thing of if you think about almost any artist that's good as is somewhat divisive with the things that they talk about or the way they live their life.
I don't necessarily mean local artists, though.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is, like, I wonder if music is a dangerous territory for people that don't want to have what's the word? Like tribalism. Yeah,
it could be. It could be. But even away from music, if we talk fashion, I just saw that Auckland FC are revealing their kit at New Zealand Fashion Week, which is that's great. It's cool. Yeah. Again, I am a traditionalist. I like to focus on the football, but at the end of the day, it's 2025. These players they have other interests. They're allowed to do other things. They're allowed to build their own businesses outside of football. They're allowed to have different interests, different tastes in things.
That's the other thing. Football is very archaic with that.
Very.
The old school is still kind of here, more so than I think in other codes, where they're hesitant to adopt these kinds of things of like, oh, you're doing a TikTok dance?
Yeah.
Oh, Lamine Yamal, you're doing a TikTok dance and making 50 million views.
Bro.
Sit inside and just train, mate.
I remember I went to one of the A-League clubs before Suited and Booted, and I was in a suit and boots, obviously looking like a bit of a clown.
Yeah.
I was obviously there to do some content with some players. And I remember a few of the coaches looking over and just sort of being like, fuck's going on here? Like, what's going on? And I almost wanted to go up to him and say, brother, the reason that no one's at your games,
there's no personalities,
is because, no one cares. So, like, this is the era we're in. And don't get me wrong, some social media personalities and influencers should stay far the fuck away from football. But I care about sport. I'm just here to shed a different light on it and do it in a creative way. And that really opened my eyes. And then we were on the phone with the other day.
I was going to say that.
And he was talking about the MLS and how they let anyone do content around their club because they know that in the American economy, in that environment, it is all about the spectacle. It's all about the show, telling us that the worst attended team gets 30,000 on average.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because they allow anyone into their club to do content, whether it be rappers and, Atlanta United.
Insane, bro.
All the rappers are at the game.
Everyone from you mock it, but like from Lecrae through to Yo Gotti.
I know, bro.
You know what I mean?
Metro Boomin, Lardo, they all go, right? And whether they're football fans or not, whatever, they're posturing celebrities, whatever. But some people see it and think, oh fuck, like Lardo or like Metro Boomin or whatever, or Offset is rocking the Atlanta jersey. That's cool.
Fashion.
I might get into football. I might start following them. It might fizzle out, whatever.
But it's something.
We don't have that here.
Yeah.
Now, whether it's because Australia doesn't have that level of celebrity, I don't know. But like,
I think Australia has a thing that's a little bit. It's less to do with the celebrity. So, I think the biggest example of this ever from within the league, the change was Allen Iverson with the NBA. Right?
Yeah.
Where prior to this, it's like players have to be in suits, players have to be very clean, players have to all this kind of stuff. No one was really showing off tattoos, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Dennis Rodman obviously was a wild boy, but AI pushed it in a different direction when it's like, hey, I'm a hood kid. I wear baggy t-shirts, 4XL, and a massive chain.
It's the answer, bro.
You know what's crazy about that, bro, is it's always fascinating to me when I'm not, I guess, conscious at the time, and then in hindsight, I see it. When you're saying that now, bro, it just reminded me. I was 13 maybe when he was playing.
Yeah.
I remember starting to play and watch basketball purely because of him.
Because he was so cool. So this is what I was saying.
Cool.
With the A-League, I think, yes, all the external stuff can come in and make it cool or bring a little bit of attention.
Yeah.
But cool can only come from within. And that's where you need to allow...
characters.
Oh, this guy plays for Western Sydney and he hangs out with 1-4.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, this guy plays for Victory and he also drops some rap tracks
The
here and
hard
there,
part
whatever.
is it also has to be real.
Well,
That's the hard part.
As
Like,
long as it's
yeah.
real, allow it to be real.
Yeah, because the AI, like Allen Iverson thing
He was
was
just
like,
true to
he
himself.
very much was that person. It wasn't manufactured for the cameras, you know?
Bro, everyone was only wearing I was wearing headbands because of AI. You only wore
coolest guy
headbands.
in the
But
world.
what I'm thinking, do you think from the administrator's point of view, from the
was
NBA's
a
point of
nightmare.
view, they were probably trying to get rid of that,
He
right?
was fined all the time.
Isn't that so?
And
isn't
then,
that
and then it
fascinating?
became a thing of
So
like,
what
hey,
your whole point on it, like that's not shouldn't come from the clubs or the APL because it has to be real.
Of course
It
it
has
does.
to come from the players.
Of course
Like,
it does.
genuinely,
come from the players.
imagine the NBA right now without tattoos and the chains and the whatever.
But it
It's
can't
like,
come from
it
the
wouldn't
players.
be what it is.
It
Yeah.
can't come from the players because
What-
they're not allowed.
I know, but
That's what needs
the
to change.
point.
There
That's
needs
why
to be someone that pushes the envelope.
yes,
Naturally,
it's not
by
that it
being
needs to be
themselves.
allowed. It's not that it needs to be allowed. You need a player to just do it.
You know
and
who-
to be the maverick.
You know who I can see has a little bit that about him? Alu Kuol.
Yes, personality, real personality. To get on your first post-match interview and be like, shout out to the boys, I love y'all, no homo.
Yeah.
Right? Like, as in, all jokes aside, immense personality.
Yeah.
Like, that's hilarious. And it's like, for most of Australia, they're not going to catch it. And for the ones that do, they're going to be like, I'm going to watch this guy again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, there are those. There are a few. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say every A-League player is a boring cunt, but it obviously is stifled here. And then there is, it's like beating a dead horse. This convo, but yes, it is a thing in Australia. Like, delete this. Why? Who told you to post this? Like, this sounds fire on mute.
But yeah, I mean, they can't. I mean, Conor McGregor was a similar case, right, for UFC.
Yeah, he's a fuckwit though.
Fair enough. But at the time,
Yeah, it
when he
worked.
was like, everyone started watching it, was like, oh, wow, this sport's cool because of him.
Bro,
Him and Joe
100%.
Rogan. Him and
Like,
Joe
there
Rogan.
was nobody other than Rogan. Nobody was really bringing eyes to the UFC.
I couldn't give a fuck about the UFC, but when Conor McGregor was around, he pissed me off so much that it made me watch.
Yeah.
Which is the whole point.
Yeah. Like,
Actually, when you think about it, a lot of them, he was the driving force, but even Khabib, like his I guess, enemies
yeah.
were perfect throughout that time. But now I'm fucking going back.
like wrestling, though.
Because actually Dana White did allow it.
Well,
did allow that.
that's the big difference, is that Dana White encouraged all this. And that's why when you get all these different extremes, everyone gets represented. So, for example,
Yeah.
you've got all these fighters in the UFC that are quite religious people, whether they're Muslim or Christian or whatever. John Jones, I think a lot of Christians kind of go, oh, I'm kind of interested in this guy's fights. The Khabibs and them, it's like all the Muslims are interested in the fight. You get all the wild boys that are into your McGregors and your Israel Adesanyas and whatnot. But it's because everyone feels represented, and all these guys are completely different and just elite.
Yeah.
It's like the NBA kind of has that right now as well, where you've got all these Eastern Europeans that are not cool per se, but they represent people.
Yeah.
And all these Black American guys and all these like white American college guys as well. You know, it's just like everyone feels represented. I think football in Australia doesn't feel diverse.
It's becoming
in interest. Diverse in interest.
No, definitely not.
It's becoming better, obviously, with like different groups of ethnicities and all that migrating to Australia. But yeah, I just feel like it lacks a little bit of that, like
X factor.
a little bit of that character. But it is an Australian thing. It's like just shut up and play.
But I also think it happens much earlier than when they get to the A-League.
Yeah,
It happens
yeah.
in junior football.
Yeah, they're told.
They
bro.
get
Well, it's a little bit of what you
brought up
talked
into a
about.
square.
Don't stand out thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They get brought, like, they get created as a square from age 12.
Yeah, your squares.
Where you're not supposed to do this before training. You should do this when you get here. You should do this like your military.
Yeah.
Like your military. And there's a place for that, but then there's also like, also we're a human being.
There's-
And like we have weird edges, bro.
There's another aspect to it, though. I know you guys are saying it should come from the players and stuff, and I agree. And what I'm saying is more of a cherry on top situation with like doing cool collabs and stuff.
But there's an element to that. Like I agree you should probably do it, but it only really moves the needle when it's real.
Of course it does.
I think this is the other
but
thing.
it can be real, though.
Corporations will always latch on to what's moving. So it's like, at the end of the day, these clubs, they're corporations, business, whatever, right? It's like, if Aluko comes through to Western Sydney and he starts doing whatever and people start getting behind it and the fans start, let's say he drops a track, right? Whatever. Just some fun BS thing, he puts it on Instagram and people go, nah, this is kind of hard. And then in the stands, the club starts hearing, like the hook from it or something. The club's going to go, all right, how do we create a piece of content around this? How do we do something where you and 1-4 link up? Or you know what I mean? Like, bureaucracy is slow.
I haven't looked into if 1-4 have done something with Wanderers, but it makes complete sense. Like, that's real to me.
Also, side note, Wanderers is probably the only club in the A-League that would nail this side of things.
They do. They almost sort of do currently. Yeah. I don't know if
Can you imagine Victory doing something like this?
No, they wouldn't, because it doesn't.
But bro, even when you're saying it's about Central C, that's kind of weird. But the weirder one is Speed was here, and he's actually a football person. Yeah. And he didn't do anything in Melbourne, did he?
No.
In Sydney, he didn't do it. It was only Auckland.
Yeah.
And then he did NRL, didn't he? And AFL, I'm pretty sure.
I think that was it. The only hysteria I saw around the Melbourne teams is when Chunks and Sharky came here, and they were at the game in the box, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, that's Nico or Milana or whatever." Because I went to Melbourne City when Chunks went there with the players, bro. The players lost their mind.
Yeah,
I've never these are like grown men. Like, I want to be in a video. Like they lost their mind when they were there. So
did that content ever come out?
Yeah, it came out. I believe it came out.
I feel like I never saw it, and I thought I'd be onto it.
Yeah, they were cool. But like, again, I do want to reiterate, I'm not the biggest fan. It needs to be done tastefully if it's going to be done, incorporating other aspects of culture into football. But even so, bro, some of these, I don't know every media person at these A-League clubs, right? And I understand that they're doing as best a job as they can. And it's no disrespect to them whatsoever. But, man, you can't be using, like, you got to know what's cool. And I don't mean what's just trending on TikTok, because that's not considered cool. You got to really know what's cool when it comes to, like, what the kids are listening to, the references and stuff like that. And don't do it 3-4 months late. I feel like the role of the media person is to be as current as they can and appeal to that like 14 to 20 age bracket where they're the ones that are actually going to start to fall out of love with football. You don't need to worry about appeasing your 35, 36-year-old fans because they've been members for 20 years. Like they don't fucking care what songs played at the stadium or whatever. They don't give a fuck, right? The older fans, they don't care. They just want to see the football and that's it. That age bracket where you might fall out of love with football or stop going or whatever, they're the ones that I feel you got to target, and it's got to be cool and relevant. And like, yeah, I'm a bit of a music nerd when it comes to like what songs are coming out and all of that, but I do feel like some clubs lack with like, bro, why'd you use that song? Why'd you use that edit? Why are you asking that question?
But you got to think about also whenever we've done stuff with most clubs, not every club, most clubs, there's like, oh no, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Also, yeah,
you can't
of
do
course.
that. You can't do that.
Yeah. I understand that and I respect that.
I just think in general, we are just such fucking boring cunts, man.
Yeah.
We are such boring
And it's
cunts,
not...
man. And this is the thing, we all pretend, all of us pretend like what's in us is not in us. We aren't who we aren't. And all of us go put the tie on, like I know we wear freaking suits, but like put the tie on, make ourselves look perfect, and then put this persona out to the world like we're not who we are, you know what I mean?
I think it's also that tall poppy syndrome really plays a massive role. Because imagine Australia had a player in the league that was Zlatan-ish,
Yeah,
He
yeah.
would cop it.
He would. Oh, it would be unbelievable. Like
Yeah.
it'd just be get a load of this guy.
He
Yeah.
would cop it.
Look at this guy. You know. Whereas
Yeah.
Zlatan's like a whole meme
Yeah.
in the best way possible.
And guys, I just want to reiterate, I know there's obviously bigger problems in Australian football than fucking TikToks and shit. I get it. But I'm just saying, it was just interesting because we had a convo with someone who's connected to the MLS and he was telling us the differences and how well they market and how well they are in touch with pop culture and all of that compared to the A-League. Yes, it's America. Yes, there's more people. Yes, there's celebrities in every fucking nook and cranny there. But I feel like a more concerned effort should be made. Like yesterday, credit to Brisbane Roar, whoever their media guy was, they put up a hard video. They put the Mobb Deep song in the back. I was like, this is hard. I even said it on our social media team. I didn't say it. Retweeted it and said hard. That was hard. Like the players were warming up. It was all serious. It was a mad song. Like the kids are listening to rap, man. Not everything needs to be all that weird fucking house shit. Like the kids don't even, if they see a hard song in the thing, I'm telling you, they're going to be like, oh, that's mad. It's just personality at the end of it. I know we went a bit all over the place with that one, but yeah, it sort of spawned from my Instagram live and the convo we had on the other day.
That was a fascinating comment, man. I've said that to a few people since we had that conversation. Like he literally said almost verbatim, it's not like Australia. Like, because we said how much access would we be able to get if we went to an MLS club or to America in general? Oh, super easy. It's not like Australia. They actually want content creators to come in here.
Bro, it's just something that I don't know. I know they're focusing on other problems at the moment because there's so many, but that I think is an important thing, especially for. Because, bro, I'm telling you, man, kids only go to shit if they think it's cool. That's we've all been there. We've all been in that age bracket where we think, oh, I want to go because like it's a cool thing to fucking go to. Okay, they may not be football fans for life, but at least you get maybe a season out of them. I don't know. Like something's got to be done there. Yeah, get cooler, people.
Yeah.
I think people need to get cooler. Anyway. I think that'll do us, man. Again, guys, join the Discord. You guys saw the link I put up. We'll put it up again for you. It'll be in the link tree. Patreon. We're about to record our Patreon right now. If you want to hear what we're yarning about over there, patreon.com, Suited and Booted TV. Head over. Get some bang for your buck. Get some extra content out of us. Think that's it, man. Suited and Booted. We out.